Welcome. You have activated all systems. Deactivation is not an option. The end is where we begin.
We're just going to fake it to Holmes. He's going to roll out to his right. Misses the tackle, puts it deep.
Oh, look at this.
And complete to number 25.
Aaron
Down
rolling.
to 20, to 10, to 5. Touchdown.
There you go.
Pinnacle. All day, all day, all day.
Run, Brian, run.
Nope, there it is, there it is. 7, 8, to the head.
Move.
There's Gillis Ross.
Oh, my God. Goodness. Wow. One-handed, incredible.
That is one of the greatest catches I've ever seen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chaparral High School. This is Todd Dixon along with A.J. Reynolds, where the Pinnacle Pioneers are on the road tonight to take on the Chaparral Firebirds. A.J., you ready for some fireworks?
I am absolutely ready for some fireworks. This is a great setting, a great venue, and it's looking like our team's going to be able to rock and roll.
Well, I'm going to dime you out already. You're a Chaparral alum, right?
Alum. Yeah.
You're a graduate, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
I am. And it's been a long, long time since I've been on this facility.
yeah, well, you and I, the Jurassic period, I believe, somewhere
exactly.
in there.
Exactly.
So, folks, what do we have in store tonight? Well, we're 5 minutes from kickoff. Pinnacle is 4-1 on the year. We're ranked 5th in the state from Max Preps and AZ Preps 365 with the new open ranking that came out, which is big. Chaparral 3-3 on the year. They're ranked number 18th by Max Preps coming in. So we've got the edge there, AJ, but these games are always extremely competitive between these two squads.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Something else that comes into play here is a strength of schedule because, they have a fairly close strength of schedule, even though Pinnacle is a little bit, has a little bit tougher foes.
We have, and that comes really from playing the number 1 team in the state, Liberty, our only loss. And also Liberty's ranked 27th in the United States right now, so a buzzsaw. Now Chaparral, we're at 38.5 and Chaparral's at 36.9. Now we've only got one common opponent this year, and that's the game that you covered earlier, Queen Creek.
Yeah, that was really a stellar game. The offense and the defense for the Pioneers just really showed up to play ball, and so it was great to watch them and really dominate that game.
Well, 39-13 was a pretty big victory, and we were up 24-0 at half, if memory serves. Now Chaparral, they beat Queen Creek, but it was a much tighter ball game. 21-20 was the final in that game. So when you take a look at the stats coming into the year, the Pinnacle Pioneers on offense were averaging 36.4 points per game to Chaparral's 20. So we've got a little bit of an edge there, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and defense, even though the Pioneer defense hasn't come up with a lot of points, they're still doing decently, and Chaparral's got a little bit of an edge there.
Well, there were actually defensive points. We've allowed 15.6 per game and 26.8 for Chaparral. We've got the national anthem, folks, so we're going to do this real quickly, and we'll be back with you in just a moment.
Gold Dust Avenue.
Fantastic job, as always. Nice job by that young lady from Chaparral. So passing yards per game, Pinnacle's averaging 238, and we're averaging 107 on the yards, so 344 yards per game. Here's the deal, folks. The number one passer in the 6A division belongs to Chaparral, along with the number one receiver in terms of total yardage, AJ, and they're putting up a bunch, 331 per game through the air. That's a lot. So,
and that is a lot because they've got a total offense, including all of their rushing at 421 yards. So they are going to be a formidable opponent, those two guys, and we'll be looking forward to seeing how they do.
Here comes your Pinnacle Pioneers, folks, heading out. And, some other keys to the games on defense. Pinnacle, here's the key, though. Chaparral is very good at the pass. However, we're averaging 3.9 sacks per game on that defensive line, led by Brady Ponce, who's in the top 3 in the state for sacks per game. So that's going to be a huge thing tonight to try to get pressure on that rushing attack.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. The defense is going to have to step up, and the linebackers are going to have to, utilize the blitz, I'm sure.
Yes.
But, we'll see how they do.
I think good. Turnovers, so Chaparral has a bunch of yardage, but here's the thing. They've turned the ball over 6 times, or they've turned the ball over 8 times with interceptions on the year, so they have 8 total turnovers, where we've only had 5 on offense, and our offense has played very efficiently all year. It's been one of the keys, actually.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at top players to watch tonight, you got to start with number 2 for Pinnacle. That's Deuce Robinson. He's the top-ranked football player in the state of Arizona this year for all divisions. He's the top-ranked tight end in the entire United States, and he's 4th in receiving yards per game right now in the state with 102 average. Deuce is fun to watch.
Yeah, there's no question. He's a dynamic player, and Deuce is somebody I really expect to come out strong tonight.
Along with Deuce, who's been recruited by everybody in the country pretty much. You've got another Division I athlete and with their tight end, Colson, and you've also got, on number 3, who does an incredible job, and that's Miles, actually. He does a great job. The quarterback, Wyatt Horton, is 3rd in 6A right now with a QB rating of 138, I believe. So Wyatt has been very efficient with the ball with what he's been doing.
Yeah, he's been outstanding as well. So I just have a great deal of confidence in this lineup.
Well, and here's, for Chaparral, their receiver, Plas Johnson. He's number 1 in 6A with 120 yards per game, and Northern Arizona offered him this week. So congratulations to Plas on that. Their quarterback, Miles Vanderhoovel, he is 1st in 6A with passing yardage per game with 264, as we talked about. And he's also a really good baseball player, so a good athlete. When they do run, their quarterback is their leading rusher. So really it all revolves around their quarterback trying to contain him and not letting him get out on the edge and get some yardage there. So we got the captains that just came out, and it looks like the Pioneers, I didn't catch it. Did you, AJ?
I did not catch it. I was busy watching some of the other team.
We'll see if it looks like we're going back on kick return. And for your Pioneers, this is number 12. That's Spencer Halverson that's heading back deep. He's a fantastic defensive player, leads the team in tackles this year. And number 27 for the Pioneers is Mason O'Rourke, one of the running backs, who's also had a great year. Should be some fireworks, folks, for your Pioneers. This is a good rivalry between these two schools. By the way, folks, if you're live and you're watching and you'd like to have a shout out over the air, please text me at 623-687-6003. And when I have a chance, I will give you a shout out over the air. Please keep it G-rated, or at least PG-rated, folks. This is a family broadcast. Right, AJ?
That's an excellent reminder. Thank you.
Yes, please. So, Miles Littman has been back, usually on more punt return. That's number 3. That's their other stud receiver that they've got. And, of course, the Pinnacle line, you got to give a shout-out to another player to watch and that's Eli Page, their left tackle, who's just had a verbal commit to USC. So here's the kick, and it's going to take a bounce, picked up at about the 4 to the 10. The 15 up to the 20. We got a little bit of room. Look at it right to the 35. Cuts it back up to the 40. And a good return all the way up to the 42-yard line by Mason O'Rourke, the running back. AJ, that's how you want to start.
There's no question that's how you want to start. He was totally ready for that, and it looks like Chaparral was not.
So your Pioneers are going to come out on offense, led by number 15, Wyatt Horton. Only a sophomore, but has played lights out, folks. I mean lights out. QB rating of 138, which would be on track to set a school record if he can keep that up. Big number 2 is Deuce Robinson. But you see, that's the number 1 tight end in the United States, top-ranked commit in the state of Arizona, top-rated football player in the whole state. Got two receivers split to the left, so we're going to go on the gun. Kind of a heavy left formation, and Deuce is going to go in motion. Fake handoff. They're going to get to Deuce right away on the edge, and that's a good idea because he's up across the 50 to the 45, up to the 40, still on his feet. Hard kid to take down all the way up to the 35-yard line. That's Chaparral. What a good play, AJ.
That was outstanding. The screen worked out perfectly for them, and got to give some credit to those O-line guys.
They do a great job. And big number 71, folks. No, your screen is not a little fuzzy. 71 is Eli Page. He's just committed to the University of Southern California. He's left tackle, 6'5", 305 pounds, or 6'7", 305 pounds. Trips right formation. You got Rucker in the backfield and fake handoff. And Wyatt Horton's got some room. He's going to run. And not going to find a ton of room. Maybe pick up about 3-4 yards. You know, when Wyatt does run, he's got some wheels.
He does. It's unfortunate, though, that the Chaparral linebacker had his sights on him from the first minute he took off.
Chaparral's got some good athletes. There's no question. You know, we're now in league play, and there's no more easy sledding. Every game's going to be tough. Well, trip receivers to the left for the Pioneers. Big Deuce Robinson, number 2 on the right. Chaparral's defense looks like they're going to go with really 3 safeties over the top. That's an interesting look. Wyatt's going to unload, and it's complete for a pickup of maybe 3 or 4 yards. It's number 24 for the Pioneers on the reception, and that's Colson Ahrens. And Colson Ahrens just picked up his first Division I offer, folks, so congratulations to him from Drake University this week. And if you're counting, that's 3 receivers for the Pioneers on offense with Division I college offers. That's a nice problem to have. Empty set for Horton. And Miles Libman's going to make it trips to the right, and they're going to unload it quickly, and it's complete to Miles. He's going to be up to the 25, up to the 20. He's got a little room to the 15, to the 10, all the way down to the 6-yard line for Miles Libman. And it's going to be 1st and goal, Pioneers. What do you think, AJ?
I'm thinking that was an outstanding move. He outwitted some of those defensemen, and if it wasn't for one of the backs that came a little forward, moved a little closer to the line of scrimmage, he would have been in the end zone.
Miles is quite the talent. He's got multiple offers, including both University of Arizona and Arizona State. So 1st and goal, and here comes Rucker up the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown for Jacoby Rucker. Rucker gets the Pioneers on the board with 9:53 left, 6-0 Pinnacle.
That was amazing. He literally walked into the end zone virtually untouched.
That's a shout out to the offensive line. You know, we talked about Eli Page on the left tackle, but they've got a bunch of good ones. Crush Showers, their starting center, does a great job there. They've also got right tackle Frankie Gleesh. You've got the junior right guard Frankie Gutierrez. Senior left guard Grant Smith also does a great job. It's a really tough Pioneers. Now, we're going with the swinging gate or a different look, and it looks like we are going to boot it through. And your kicker tonight is King, number 33. He's perfect on the year with both PATs and field goals. And I just jinxed him. AJ.
Yeah, he went wide right on that.
That's the first. Kick. You know what? The first miss of the year for Cooper King. Great athlete, good kicker. But you got to realize he was 21 for 21 going into that kick. That's a pretty good percentage average.
Yeah, that's great. Hate to see him blow that average, but what the heck? It happens.
It happens. It absolutely happens. We have our first shout out. This is to Deuce. They want another big night from you, Deuce, and that's from his study hall crew, John and Carmen. So John and Carmen Insider in the study hall group is giving Deuce Robinson a shout out, number 2. All right, your kickoff team. Now, here's the other thing. with all the kickoffs that we've had tonight, or all the kickoffs on the season. This will be on 30 previous kickoffs, 22 have been for touchbacks by Cooper King, which is a pretty good percentage at any level. And he boots this thing. That's gone.
Oh, yeah.
That almost went through the uprights, folks. He hit it all the way to the back of the end zone. It hit on the wide end line. And so now you're going to have the Chaparral offense coming out on board, led by senior quarterback Miles Vandenheuvel, number 1. And he's, like I said, he's leading the state in passing for total yardage. So it's a big challenge for Pinnacle tonight.
Yeah, he's got 1,584 yards so far this season.
That's a lot. He's a good athlete. I saw him on film. And your Pioneer defense, they like to switch it up. They've got a 3-3 look going here with two high safeties. And they've got the spread look, obviously, double twins. Pioneers are just going to rush 3. They're going to complete the quick swing pass in the open field, pickup of about 7 for Chaparral. And that pass is complete to number 13 for Chaparral, and that's Gomez. He's a junior, 4th catch on the year.
Jack Franklin.
And Jack Franklin, the Pioneer linebacker, on the tackle. Franklin's had another good year. So Chaparral with a 2nd and 4, I believe. This time they're going to overload trips to the open side of the field, and they're going to hand the ball off up the middle, but there is absolutely no room for the Pioneers. Number 16, Brady Ponce, defensive end, came in and stuffed that.
28, Barbara Howerton, the ball carrier.
Ponce is quite the talent, AJ.
Well, Ponce had his eye on that from the very moment of the snap, and the Chaparral didn't fool the Pioneers one bit.
And Spencer Halverson was also on a blitz that play. That's number 12. He plays the safety position, but they move him around a lot. He's the leading tackler for the Pioneers, so keep an eye on number 12. Number 16 and number 12 have been very disruptive, as have the entire defense. 3rd and 4. Vandenheuvel is going to throw. He's trying to go up top, and that's going to be too much. Ball's incomplete, a little bit of collision on the sideline, but the ball wasn't catchable. So great job by the Pinnacle defense on that opening series for Chaparral to hold him to a punt.
Yeah, that was outstanding for the Pioneers defense to pressure him that way.
Now back to receive for Pinnacle. I love this. Both of their Division I recruited receivers, number 2, Deuce Robinson, and number 3, Miles Libman, are back. So you have 2 extremely explosive returners for Pinnacle. And Deuce ran one back last week. Low snap, and we got a little bit of pressure. It's blocked. Pioneers got it. Ball bounces. It's still live down at about the 5-yard line. Picked up, and he couldn't quite get in. What a play by the Pinnacle Pioneer special teams unit. And Pinnacle's going to have 1st and goal at maybe the 2 or 3 yard line for Chaparral. And it looks like, was that Ponce that got in there, number 16?
No, it's 22.
22 is Haugen, Blake Haugen, the linebacker, also having just a fantastic year. And this is a great start for Pinnacle, already up 6-0, 8 minutes, 17 seconds left, first quarter. And the Pioneers are rolling. I think this would be the first victory, if Pinnacle can win tonight, that they've ever had on the field at Chaparral. So 1st and goal for the Pioneers at the 3 yard line. Wyatt Horton coming out.
Deuce Robinson split way left.
Is that Deuce or is that...
Oh, you're right.
I think that's for Pinnacle. Number 8 is Richards, Mac Richards.
There we go, Richards.
And we're going to go up with Deuce again up the middle. Rucker trying to get the extra yards, and he got it. 2 carries on the night for Jacoby Rucker, 2 touchdowns, and that's how you start, folks. It's 12-0 Pinnacle, 8 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter. I don't know, AJ. That's a good start.
That's a heck of a start. It's very fortunate.
That's how you get rolling. So coming in, now here's the swinging gate. This formation is called the swinging gate. And folks, what you're looking at here, Miles Libman, number 3, can basically, if he wants to go for 2 here, he'll look at what the formation is, and he can actually decide to go for 2, but if he doesn't like what he sees, then you see the other lineman come up, and that's why you're going to kick the extra point. That's how that works. And Libman's obviously the holder, snaps down, and this time King boots it through, and Pinnacle up 13-0 over Chaparral, 8 minutes, 10 seconds left. I don't know, AJ. You couldn't script it a whole lot better how this thing started.
You really couldn't. And getting out quickly, getting out fast makes Pinnacle look like they are just real rock stars.
So we have another shout out. This time it's to Coach Angel. The dedication that he puts in each season into every single practice, every game. And that's Angel Alua. Folks, your defensive coordinator, been around the program for about 7 years. But most importantly, it's the dedication he puts into every one of his players is to be committed. He's an awesome coach. So shout out to defensive coordinator Angel Alua. That's nice. You like to see that. So the Pioneers back on special teams, and touchback last time for King. They almost kicked a field goal. It almost went through the uprights on the last kickoff. Let's see how deep he can get it here. And he got another booter. This time he's got the height. Did he get it? Back on the white. His leg gets stronger as the year goes on. Now, he's only a junior. Here, that's what's crazy about King. He's only a junior this year, and you're seeing what he's doing. So if you look at kickoffs, out of 32 kickoffs, that's 24 touchbacks.
That's amazing.
I can dial up a number of Division I schools that would love to have that average.
There's no question about that. And one of the things that tells me is that, you know, if the Pioneers are in a position to be able to kick a field goal, he's the guy that can do it.
Again, folks, if you'd like a text shout out, my number is 623-687-6003. And Vanderhoovel's going to throw on first down, complete in the flats. Pretty good job by the Pioneers on the defensive side. Remember, this Chaparral offense, folks, came into tonight averaging 440 yards of offense per game. So they have been an extreme. It's one of the biggest challenges Pinnacle's faced all year, probably since the Liberty game, to have an offense with this high octane. And 331 yards through the air. And as you can tell, he's either going to throw it or he's going to run it. You know, because he's by far their leading rusher. The entire offense revolves around the quarterback, number 1 for Chaparral, which is Vanden Heuvel. 2nd and 6. And play action. Again, quick pass over to the left, complete. And Chaparral's going to get a first down, so it's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Firebirds. Up to about, I guess, the 32-yard line.
That looks right.
That Pinnacle defense is a good one. The corner you see on our side is Parker Glenn. He's a junior, number 10. Number 21 is Dylan Frick. He's one of the safeties. Number 12 is Halverson. And if we look way up top, you've got Lecky. He's the other corner that's out there, and we'll get to the linebackers and D-line here in just a moment. Give me a hand up over to the right-hand side. Running back makes a couple good, and then he runs into a big stick. Big stick. Number 23 for the Pioneers, Stapley. He'll feel that one tomorrow. That was a good hit. So the defensive line, number 55 for the Pioneers, is Franklin that you see. You've got number 99, Lisk, who is affectionately known as the dirt in the garbage can because you can't move him out of that front area. 2nd and 9 for Chaparral. Vanden Heuvel's going to hit a swing pass to the running back out of the backfield. Got a little bit of room. Going to be taken down at about the 36-yard line. 6:18 left and counting in the first quarter, folks. 13-0 Pinnacle. And it's pretty important 3rd and 5. You've got Calamarian as the right defensive end. Linebackers, you've got Cesarelli, excuse me, number 11. And see if we can catch the other 2 linebackers. I can't catch their numbers here. We'll get them here in a moment.
We've got 11.
Yeah, that's Cesarelli. Ceccarelli, excuse me. And they're going to go deep. They've got a step. And incomplete. So good job by Lecky to stay with that, because that receiver's got some wheels for Chaparral, and that's going to force another 4th and 5 for Chaparral. Chaparral's been in some tight ball games this year. And the Pioneers all over him to start this game. And again, you've got Miles Libman and Deuce Robinson, number 3 and number 2, collectively back to receive this if they get it off. We blocked the first one and got the ball down at the 4-yard line. Another low snap, and it's going to be, well, what? That's interesting. And the ball's continuing to roll. Folks, I'm a little tongue-tied. That doesn't normally happen, but I was trying to, AJ, do you want to do a better job of explaining what happened there?
You know, nothing went right on that. But you got to give credit to that Chaparral kicker because, quite frankly, he did get it off somehow. And he got it all the way down because it rolled in a favorable balance for Chaparral. So he's got the Pioneers backed up to, what, about the 19?
Yeah, 20.
We're at the 20.
Yep, so 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Pioneers with 5:21 left first quarter. And you're going to have Wyatt Horton in the shotgun. And this time Deuce Robinson is going to be in the backfield with him along with Jacoby Rucker. Deuce is going to go in motion to the right. And another swing pass over to Deuce, complete. Up to the 20, hits the edge. He's got a little bit of room. Okay. First down yardage for Deuce. Nice 12-yard completion. You know, coming into tonight for Deuce Robinson, averaging 102 yards per game receiving. His long catch of the year has been 55, but he's got 8 touchdowns coming into tonight. Oh, he must have stepped out. Okay, so he didn't quite get to first down yardage. 2nd and 4 for the Pioneers. Empty set. Chaparral with only 3 on the line. Interesting. And Wyatt Horton's going to go to his left. He sees an open receiver down, and Richards couldn't quite come down with that. So the ball's incomplete at the 45. Going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for Pinnacle.
Well, that would have been a tough patch for Richards to catch. It was over his head, but, you know, with a little bit of height, little jump, he could have had that.
It's one of the harder throws to make if you're a quarterback rolling to the left to throw that out pattern.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do. So the Pioneers on 3rd and 4 are going to have Jacoby Rucker in the backfield. Kind of an even split. You've got Deuce Robinson up to the top of your screen, split right, and Miles Libman to the left. And Horton's going to roll to his left again, and this time he's going to throw it up for Deuce, and that's complete to the 45, up to the 48-yard line. Not a bad problem to have when you got the #1 ranked tight end in the United States to throw to on 3rd and 4. Deuce Robinson, 6'5", folks, and he's got speed. He runs like a deer.
Well, I'll tell you what, he came from the right side all the way to the left side, so he covered some serious ground.
Pioneers with a fresh set of downs at the 47, and a little bit more of a bunch look. I'll tell you what, offensive coordinator Matt Henshaw has a lot of different formations that he throws at people. Not easy to defend at all. And it's going to be handoff to Rucker up the middle. And it keeps the legs moving for a nice 5 or 6 yard gain. Jacoby does a good job of keeping those legs, you know, just continuing to churn to try to get an extra yard or two. We got the Chaparral defense on their heels, no question.
They're marking it at 2nd down and 5.
So 2nd 5. This time we're going to go Deuce split all the way to the right with trip receivers and Mac Richards over to the left. Chaparral trying to make adjustments. As you can see, those safeties coming up over the top. And it's going to be a fake handoff. Wyatt was in trouble, but gets out of it. Scrambles to his right, and he's going to dump it off. And that ball is complete to Mac Richards for a first down for Pinnacle. Heads-up play by Wyatt Horton, the sophomore quarterback, to first escape pressure, and second to get that ball off, AJ.
That was just outstanding.
He makes such good decisions. You know, that's why, you know, for a sophomore, first of all, to be starting on a varsity at a school like Pinnacle is a tough thing. And the second thing is to have the QBR rating he does with the decisions that he makes. He's got so many weapons to throw to and a great offensive line. Certainly makes it a little bit easier. So the credit goes to all of them. That QBR rating goes to all of them. But Wyatt's the one that's got to make the decisions and unload, and he's done a great job. Trips to the left. And this time we're going to get Jacoby Rucker over the left-hand side. Breaks the tackle. It's going to continue to go. Here's Trucker Rucker. Trucker Rucker up for close to first down yardage. May have gotten it himself. And, you know, when Rucker does run 4.4 average coming into tonight, he usually gets pretty good yardage.
He sure does. Now it looks like they've only got about a yard to go on second down for that first down.
AJ, what do you call here? Second and 1. Do you gamble and go up top?
I would.
I mean, you've got 3 Division I recruited receivers to throw to.
Exactly.
So makes it a nice problem.
A lot of talent.
And double trouble on the top of your screen with Deuce Robinson, number 2, and Miles Libman, number 3, split up top to the right. And it's going to be another run up the middle to Rucker. Great job by that line blowing open that hole. Props to that offensive line, folks. They're putting together some nice running holes for the running backs. So Rucker's out, and Mason O'Rourke, number 27, is checking in. Pioneers look good. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left, first quarter, folks. Pinnacle Pioneers are up 13-0 and driving. Empty set for Horton. Chaparral going to try to put some pressure on him. Libman in motion, and Wyatt's got a little bit of time. He's in trouble. He's going to roll to his left, get out of trouble, and he just throws the ball up, actually almost complete. Pretty good throw by Wyatt, you know, on a full run to his left to escape that pressure. Would have been a tough catch on that left-hand side.
And that was Aarons trying to make that catch. He had to come back a little bit to be able to receive it, but still couldn't get a handle on it.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Pinnacle. So far, so good. So double twin, well, twins right look. Chaparral's bringing a heavy box. And Wyatt Horton's got some time. He unloads wide open, caught at the 10 to the 5, and Deuce Robinson stretches out, gets down to about the 3-yard line. First and goal, Pioneers. Good throw by Wyatt. Really good throw. So quick shout out we got from New York City, and this is the father of Jason Turner, number 63, who's on the sideline but plays JV as well from New York. So shout out to you, New York City. Pioneers getting the play in. And here's a shout out to Wyatt Horton from his godfather Glenn in Charleston, South Carolina. Got South Carolina and New York in the house. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, we got a lot of East Coasters, don't we?
Yeah, surprisingly, we get quite a few.
Apparently, they're going to stay up late tonight.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, 3 hours difference. And first and goal for the Pioneers. What are we going to do? Papa G from South Jersey also texting in. He texted in last week. So shout out to you, Papa G. We got Jersey, South Carolina, and New York. So Pinnacle, first and goal. Horton in the shotgun. And it's going to be O'Rourke up the middle this time. And did he get there? He did.
He did.
Mason O'Rourke with the touchdown. Pinnacle up 19-0 with the conversion coming up in the first quarter, folks. That's a great start.
That is absolutely amazing. And I think Chaparral is absolutely stunned.
So King in for the extra point attempt. Snaps down, kicks up, and it's good. So 20-0 Pinnacle. And I'll tell you what, we've had some good, tough games against Chaparral in the past. Never have I seen a 20-point lead in the first quarter. This will be a first. Got another shout out. This is from April Turner. She's from the Pinnacle's administration team. Wishing love, fun, and safety to all of the Pioneers tonight. And a shout out to number 63, Jason Turner, and the Pinnacle Spirit Line. Pinnacle Spirit Line does a great job. So does the Big Blue Band. So King coming in for the kick. While he's getting ready, we're going to start. We got a lot of sponsors to cover, folks. I'll get to a lot of them at halftime, but we'll start off with Culver's Frozen Custard at Cave Creek. Welcome to Delicious. We've got mint condition for all the health and wellness needs. 7,000 square foot facility. And training, massage therapy, and skincare. And Scottsdale Eye Care, where they put your visual eye care needs first. Mainline Sales, delivering superior results for the manufacturing by supporting their strategic relationships with the best people, systems, and analytics. And Spectrum Management, your commercial property management solution. Looks like they're still going, so we'll try to hit a couple more. Southwest Power Washing, making the world a cleaner place. Call Southwest Power Washing for a free estimate. And finally, Center Stage Dance Studio, where they love to put you center stage. Training baby divas and dudes through college kids, located in the Scottsdale Air Park. Well, AJ, is he going to get another touchback here? What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. He's booting this ball. Look at that.
That's another big kick. Man, that kid's got a leg. And all the way out of the end zone again. Yeah, here's the thing with King. Did you realize that the kicker leads the team in interceptions?
Is that a fact?
He's got 2 interceptions. So Cooper King, number 33, not only can boot the ball, the kid can play some defensive back. It's fun to watch.
Well, at least when he's place kicking like that, he booted that 70 yards.
He's got a leg. There's no question. So your Pioneers back out on defense. And Haugen, 22, is the other linebacker that we didn't catch earlier. And it's going to be a pass heading to the right. And the ball is complete, out of bounds, and that's Hergus, the sophomore. So Vanden Heuvel is out, and they've got their sophomore quarterback, Hergus, in. He's 30 for 48 on the year for 399 yards, got a 62.5% completion ratio. So Chaparral on offense going to switch it up a little bit. Yeah, so Vanden Heuvel's back in now. So maybe that was just one play. So Chaparral with a 2nd and 5. Down 20-0, minute 33 left first quarter. And it's going to be a read option, and they are going to hand it off over to the right-hand side. A little bit of room, maybe up to the 30, 31. That's going to be close to first down yardage, but I'm not sure if they quite got there.
Albertson, the ball carrier for the
Nope, they did, so.
Stop at number 1.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what. We're up 20-0. They've had 2 first downs. I'll take that any day.
First down.
In the law of averages, I'm not a math professor, but that looks pretty good, AJ. What do you think?
That looks really great, which is why I couldn't help but chuckle on that one.
So for first and 10. Now, that's the other quarterback back in again. That's Hergus. So this is interesting. They are definitely up. He's going to go deep. They've got a receiver open. That ball's complete. And number 17 for Chaparral is down the left-hand side. It's finally going to be taken down at the 14-yard line. And that's Judge. That's his 14th catch on the year. He's the senior. So the safety, somebody just got behind the safety. You haven't seen that happen a whole lot for the Pioneers this year.
Firebirds, first down.
Well, he weaved his way out there, didn't he?
He did. He had pretty good protection by that line. And I'll tell you what, we just saw that the sophomore for him, I think it's Hergus. I hope I'm saying that correctly. He's got a pretty good cannon. State of Arizona puts out quarterbacks like nothing I've ever seen. I guess it's because we have such warm weather, they can practice year-round and own their craft. And now they got Vanden Heuvel back in, and he's not going very far. 3 or 4 Pioneers there, led by number 22, Haugen, for the Pioneers, but he had some help from his buddies. I think Mason Lisk, number 99, was there as well. And that's going to bring up a 2nd, and we'll call it 9 for Chaparral. So we'll see. The Pioneer defense has done a pretty good job this year keeping people out of the end zone. And that's going to end the first quarter, folks. Pinnacle Pioneers up 20-0. And a couple of shout-outs. Shout out to Juan Calamera from his dad. Thanks, Dad, for throwing that in there. We've got Cooper King's grandma Rachel says hi from northern Wisconsin. And the Pioneers are on fire. little fire emoji.
I love
That's
it.
Northern Wisconsin giving us an emoji. I love it. That's a grandma giving us an emoji. I love that even better.
Yeah, she's trying to warm up.
So, shout out from the West Coast in Upland, California. Grandparents cheered for Keenan Johnson, number 81. Go Pioneers. Thank you, folks. And while we got a little break in the action, why don't we try to head back and get a shout out to some more of our sponsors. They're very important for the Pioneers, folks. And we'll start with the Pain Medic, located in Peoria on the corner of Thunderbird and 83rd Avenue. Life begins when pain ends. Stop in for a free consultation. Mention Pinnacle Football and receive 20% off your first visit. That's thepainmedic.com. We've got North Valley Oral Surgery. Dr. Donald Johnson serving the North Valley for oral surgery needs for over 20 years. Moon Valley Nurseries. The O'Rourke's. Are you in the house? Yes, they are. Home of the if you buy it, we plant it. Or no, you buy it, we plant it. For the best trees on Earth, the entire planet. Go straight to the moon. Visit moonvalleynurseries.com. We'll come back to some more shout-outs here in a bit, folks. So at this point, Chaparral now with the second, and we'll call it about 9 from the 14-yard line. And they've got Hergeson, the sophomore quarterback, back in. He's going to roll to his right under some pressure, tries to shift back to the left, makes a good move under duress. He's just going to throw it away. Hergis, so it could be Hergis, but that is. And nice job on that backside by Brady Ponce, number 16, the defensive end, to try to get into him. So interesting that they're switching off to QBs, and now they're keeping Hergis in. And Chaparral. AJ, what do you think here? 3rd and 9?
I'm thinking, 3rd and 9, but Hergis is a scrambler, and he's been evading the rush quite effectively.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're seeing here, because that Pinnacle defensive line, again, coming in averaging 3.9 sacks.
Timeout.
And Chaparral with timeout. So another shout out, this time to Grandma and Grandpa Horton. They're watching from southern Wisconsin. So we got Wisconsin in the house. We got Jersey in the house. We got New York in the house. We got South Carolina in the house. Maybe we'll hit all 50 states on one of these broadcasts, huh?
We got a couple of Californias.
We do. So real quickly, let's head back to some more sponsor shout-outs. We're going to try to get through all these. Next is Deca Lash, experts in eyelashes, located in the Scottsdale Promenade. House of Comedy, the neighborhood home for laughs. Visit City North's High Street to drink, dine, and laugh. Marley's Sports Grill, established on the principles of providing a fun, family-friendly environment with delicious bites and beverages at affordable prices. Marley's, your Desert Ridge Sports Grill. Next, we'll go to the Buffalo spot. We are Buffalo Fries. Enjoy wings, tenders, handcrafted shakes, and their world-famous Buffalo Fries. Nothing Bundt Cakes. Come to Nothing Bundt Cakes on the corner of Scottsdale Road and Frank Lloyd Wright for your next celebration. We'll move on to Made to Move Nutrition and Wellness. Come work out with Jesse and crew at Made to Move, located on Scottsdale and Frank Lloyd Wright. You got Venture Off-Road for all your off-road modifications and build needs. So Wyatt and Bryce Hergis went to elementary school together. How about that? So the sophomore quarterback for Chaparral, Hergis, went to school with our sophomore quarterback, Wyatt Horton. That's kind of fun. Well, now they've got their senior quarterback back in for Chaparral, Vandenheuvel. Number 1 in the state of Arizona for yards thrown coming into tonight in the 6A division. And he's going to throw up a fade pattern, and he's got a little too much juice on that. And that's going to create a 4th and 9 for Chaparral. Down 20-0 with 11:41 left in the second quarter. Do you kick the field goal or do you go for the touchdown? What do you think, AJ?
I'm thinking these guys are probably thinking they need the touchdown really bad.
It's going to be a track meet. If they're going to win, they've got to get 6. You know, Pinnacle, we got 3 Division I receivers, a Division I left tackle, a sophomore quarterback on track to break the QBR record. You can't kick field goals and beat us. You know, so I 100% agree. So here we are. Hergis back in again, number 9, the sophomore. And he's going to look to his right, and he's going to try to throw that curl pattern, and he hits it. Hey, hats off. There's a nice route from the Chaparral receiver and a good throw from their quarterback, and Chaparral's on the board, 20-6. Oh, with a yellow hanky to boot. Let's see what happens.
Only personal foul. Face
Oh.
mask against the defense.
Okay, so it's going to count. That's personal foul against Pinnacle.
Equals a Chaparral Firebird touchdown.
Well, you know, so we're 4-1 on the year. Here's what's interesting. We've had 4 blowout victories, and we had 1 blowout loss, right?
Right.
So we haven't had a close game yet. You know, I'm almost, for Chaparral to battle back in this is good for the kids, for a little bit of adversity,
The extra point.
and it's not going to be in just a cakewalk. So you know what? The quarterback's your kicker. So Vanden Heuvel is
Well,
in.
no, it's number 4.
Oh,
kicking.
4. Oh, that's Keegan Shank.
There we go.
Snaps down, and it's up and good. So with 11:36 left in the second quarter, folks, the score is Pinnacle 20 and Chaparral 7. Obviously, you can see that on the screen. I'm a master at redundancy, AJ.
Hey, that's okay.
I didn't see that.
Nothing like a reminder, right?
Yeah, why not? Well, with that break in the action, let's go back to some more some sponsor shout-outs. Ryan Garvey Attorneys. When your freedom needs protection, experience matters. Call Ryan Garvey Attorneys. Team Clean and Haul, family-run and operated waste and recycling services since 2002. Arena Best Real Estate. You need to buy or sell a residential property? For all your real estate needs, both locally and nationwide, Arizona Best Real Estate's there to serve you. Call Lenny King at Arizona Best Real Estate today, 480-948-4711. You know, it's something we haven't seen a whole lot of this year, and that's a good thing, is our kick return team. When you don't have a lot of touches there, that means you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, Chaparral's taking their sweet time getting on the field.
So here's a shout out to Barry Marple, Mapole, I believe, from Explorer Medical School. He was the school resource officer, and he's shouting out because he remembers a bunch of these kids. So with that penalty, they're kicking off from the 45. You got to watch for an onside kick here. This is the kind of territory where they're like, what do you got to lose, really? 15 yards? So the return team's got to look for it, and here it comes. And a great job covering up from the Pioneers. Picked up and handled extremely well by number 17 for Pinnacle. And that, of course, let me get to the roster here. Sorry. That is
Judge
Hoover. No,
Hoover.
that's Luke Hoover.
That's right.
So nice job on the hands team by Luke Hoover. And you just got to expect that. So Pinnacle coming back out on offense. So far, so good. Going to have number 8, Mac Richards, split way up to the top of your screen on the left. Ball's pretty close to the right hash here. And you've got Deuce Robinson, number 2, split to the right. Past that, you've got kind of an interesting bunch formation. And we're going to go Miles Libman motion left. And a quick throw over, complete to Miles, who's got a little bit of room. Makes a nice cut. Look out, 45 up to the 50. Great run and good downfield blocking by the receivers for Miles Libman.
Well, now that they're back at midfield, that personal foul penalty that was assessed on the kickoff is not really going to matter, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, here's what I know from spending 1 year on the sidelines coaching. It doesn't matter what the score is. When you see, the coaches will bring that up, with the kids in film session. It's like, okay, can't do that, boys. So it trips to the right with Horton in the shotgun. Rucker in the backfield, and Jacoby's going to get the ball with a beautiful hole blown open, and he's going to do-si-do and keep grinding. Trucker Rucker for 14. It's kind of funny. We came up with his nickname back when he was a sophomore playing up on varsity.
Yeah.
And I saw on Twitter when Jacoby was a sophomore, after he must have listened to the show or listened to the broadcast, he put a diesel truck up on his Twitter feed.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So I think these kids, once in a while, they must watch this afterwards.
They really must.
Way back when we had a ton of nicknames for kids about 10 years ago. We don't really do it a whole lot anymore. But Jacoby's one that does. Trucker Rucker. So 1st and 10, and here comes Chaparral. They're going to bring 5. Wyatt Horton steps up. Nice spin move by Wyatt Horton, and he's going to slide down to the 30-yard line. That's just great decision-making.
That was an outstanding move. I'll tell you what, between him and Rucker, they know how to spin out of a tackle. And Rucker, in addition to that, has amazing ability to gain yards after contact.
Pioneers at quarterback for the next couple of years are going to have a nice problem because you got Ethan Wall Jr., who's got a cannon for an arm, and he's played well when he's in there. And Wyatt Horton's just played lights out. Again, a 138 quarterback rating for a sophomore. That's unheard of.
It is. That's amazing.
And it's going to be a handoff. Deuce has got the ball. Look out to the 20. He stays up on his feet. You don't see Deuce hit the turf that often. You know, if he does, there's 4 or 5 kids that are on his back to bring him down.
Yeah.
You just don't see it. So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers from the 17, we'll call it. A little bit of a hurry-up offense look. And we got motion to the right, and here we go again. Deuce is going to do the same thing. This time over to the right-hand side. He's going to pick up all the way down to the 10 to the 5, and he won't go down. Again, he doesn't go down.
You know, the Chaparral defense is just going to have to get used to pushing him out of bounds.
Well, okay, so I got some trivia for you.
All right.
For only the 3rd time in high school history was a kid voted a preseason All-American in 2 sports. Guess who that was?
Deuce Robinson.
Baseball and football.
Amazing.
Only the 3rd time that's ever happened.
Amazing.
That's a pretty amazing stat when you think of all the kids that play high school sports throughout this country when they've been tracking it. So Deuce again. This time they're going to fake it to Deuce, and here comes Trucker Rucker. And Jacoby is going to get down to about the 3-yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd and goal for Pinnacle from the 3. Again, folks, if you want to do a shout-out, my cell phone number, text me. Please, no calls. Kate Horton. I had to throw that in there. Kate called me last week, Wyatt's older brother. He's a good kid. His phone was ringing. I'm like, caller ID is Kate Horton. Shout out to you, Kate. You don't even have to text. I'll give it to you. So shout out to Jason Turner. This came from Carl in our broadcast booth through the YouTube feed, and she's from New York City, and it's from Nana. So thank you so much. All right, 2nd and goal from the 2. Rucker in the backfield, and it's going to be another handoff to Jacoby Rucker, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown, and that's going to be his. Was that Horton? Okay, so I apologize. Carl's correcting me in my ear, and I'm glad he did. So Wyatt Horton with the touchdown for the Pioneers, 26-7 Pinnacle, 8:33 left in the first half. I thought Jacoby had it up through the middle. So sometimes your eyes deceive you, huh, AJ?
You know what? They faked us out.
Yeah. That means it's a heck of a play fake, right? Swinging gate formation. Here comes Cooper King for the PHE. Snaps down, kicks good. And again, you know, here's something that most people don't really watch or realize, but Alan Sukup is the long snapper for the Pinnacle Pioneers.
Okay.
So he went to the Coles kicking camp last year, and on the punt snap was timed, I believe, at .68, which he's rated the #1 long snapper in the country for the 2024 year class, Sukup is. And if you look at how quickly that ball gets back there on the punt snaps and also the PHC and field goal snaps, that is a huge deal for the effectiveness of the special teams.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
So I'd be shocked if that kid doesn't start getting some looks. He's also a good athlete. He plays, I think, receiver or tight end, if memory serves, you know, and does a good job there. But he's a heck of a long snapper. The NFL average, I think, is .70 or .72. And your leading interceptor on the team, or leading the team in interceptions, is your kicker, number 33, Cooper King. Going to boot it from the 40. AJ, Pioneers look good again.
They really do.
We took one on the chin, the second game of the year to Liberty, but past that, it's been a strong performance. He's going to hit a squibber. And the receiver is struggling with it, down at the 5, up to the 7. He's got a tiny bit of room, still on his feet, and they're going to get him down at about the 20. So now I would think that was on purpose. I don't know. Maybe not.
So is Sukup any relation to Ryan Sukup?
Yeah, Ryan Sukup is Alan Sukup. I don't know if he's a relation to Ryan Sukup.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. That's the baseball player, right?
No, that's the kicker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Interesting. No, they spell it differently. Yeah, it's a different spelling. So we had a flag. We had a penalty on the play that we missed here, guys. So Pinnacle picking up their second personal foul penalty of the game. We didn't catch who it was. So they're, it's a spirited rivalry, these two teams. No love lost. So for the Pioneers, all right, so back out on defense. Chaparral is going to go back to the Vanden Heuvel, leading passer in the state. They're going to motion to trips, and we may get him on an illegal motion. We did.
Yeah, I'm thinking false start here.
No, I'm corrected, folks. That's Herges back in. So that's interesting. They've got the sophomore quarterback they're rolling with this evening. You've still got the leading receiver in the state. That's number 6, Plas Johnson. So keep an eye on him. For 6A, he's had the most yardage, and that's Chaparral's main weapon from the wide receiver position. So it's going to be 1st and 15 for Chaparral at their own 30. And complete to Johnson. And he's got some shake and bake, as you can see there, still on his feet. Close to first down yardage. Finally goes down at about the 44. He's a good athlete. He's a really good athlete. In fact, he just got offered this week by Northern Arizona.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously a home broadcast, but, you give props to kids, for good play and good sportsmanship. And that kid's doing something right, I'll tell you, to be the leading receiver in 6A. So Twins right on a short 2nd and 1. And they're going to run it up the middle. Great job of penetration. Number 55 for the Pioneers is Jack Franklin. And he's going to drop him for about a 2-yard loss. And he had some help from the second guy, too. I didn't catch the number.
12.
Oh, Spencer Halverson, yeah. So good job of penetrating from that linebacker position by Franklin. And now we're looking at a 3rd and 2.5. About 2.33, but we're gonna incorporate some calculus in before the night's over. So 3rd and 2.33, and the ball's going to be up the middle and tough. Oh boy, tough running. It's going to be close. I think they're going to get it on forward progress. And 22 for Chaparral. That's a pretty good sized boy. I catch that number right? I believe that's Keenan Bond that they brought in. He's usually a linebacker, but they've got him playing some running back, or 28 maybe. That's another Halverson. So number 28 is another Halverson. I don't know if he's related to Spencer or not. Could be. That's Parker Halverson for the Chaparral Firebirds. 6 minutes, 37 seconds left, first half, folks.
False start.
And that's the second false start they've had on this drive. We'll take it. So 1st and 15. So Angel Alua, defensive coordinator, what's different this year is you'll see the Pioneers go with a 3-man front. Then they'll do a 4-man front, 5-man front. They're really mixing it in a lot more than what you've seen in years past. Now against a pass-happy team like Chaparral, you're mostly getting a 3-man rush. And that ball's complete, but minimal yardage. That's to Johnson. Or was it incomplete? No, it's complete. So it's going to be a pickup of maybe 2 or 3. Did they call it incomplete?
It looks like incomplete.
All right. I think I need to get to 2.5 on my readers instead of 2.0. Old age, AJ.
Hey, Walmart's got him.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So a little break in the action here. They still have their sophomore QB in, Herges. Pioneers in that 3, it's really like a 3-6 alignment. Now it's down to a 3-4. And did we get a timeout on the field? So Chaparral on a timeout on the field. We've got another shout out. Let's see here. Let's go to shout out to Wyatt. Great rush on the touchdown from Aunt Sherry in Glendale. Glendale, Arizona in the house. Aunt Sherry for Wyatt Horton.
Oh, come on, Aunt Sherry. Drive on over here. See the game live.
All right, so let's see. We've got some more shout-outs we can get to. Where did we leave off here? I believe we're at Team Clean and Haul, family-run and operated waste and recycling services since 2002. Next, we're going to go to Home Care Sweet Home. It's a group home where your loved one is warmly welcomed and feels at home at all times. That's Home Care Sweet Home. Rubin Electrical. We have the Pioneer power, they say. At the Arena Sports Grill, proud sponsors of the 2022-23 Pinnacle football program. And on Taco Tuesday, you can get a chili relleno there for about $3.50. It's a good deal. It's a great chili relleno. Upper Crust, feeding Pinnacle football teams since 2010. And we'll come back for some more here in a bit, folks. So Chaparral back on 2nd and 15. And Hergis is going to fake it, roll to the right, and unload it deep. Pretty good coverage by the Pioneers. Really good coverage, actually. Coming up, number 4 for Pinnacle, I believe, is Luke Baker. And really well run. Luke's a track star. He's a fast kid, and he really played that well. 3rd and 15, AJ, do you blitz? What do you think?
I think so.
I don't know. You've got, the 3-man rush has been doing pretty well for Pinnacle. You've got Calamara in there, and you've got 55 Franklin, which is normally a linebacker over the. Yep. And then you got Mason Lisk in the middle. So it's a little bit of a speed package. And Hergis is back under pressure. He's going to unload it, and there's not a receiver close. That's incomplete. But credit that quick throw by Jack Franklin for getting pressure up the middle. So Jack Franklin, defensive end, he's a junior. That bloodline we talk about, all the Franklins that come through Pinnacle. Shout out to that entire bloodline. They just keep, I don't know how many kids they had. How many boys have they had? It's like a bunch of them came through here. And they're all great football players and great kids. So it's a good thing. All right, here we go. Deuce Robinson, number 2. Miles Libman, number 3, back for the kick. And they haven't really had a chance, which is okay if you're going to block the kick or have, Deuce ran one back last week against Horizon. It was the wall that kick return team set up, or the punt return team set up, was just fantastic. But Deuce on the year returning punts has been very special. He's had, kick return yards, so punting return yards, 110, I want to say. And here comes Deuce. He's got it, 20 to 25. Pretty good coverage so far. Breaks a tackle, one hops it, and takes a big hit on the sidelines. Are they going to call it? It was close. Oh, Deuce is fired up. Have you ever heard that saying, don't poke the bear?
I definitely have.
You don't want to poke the bear in number 2, Deuce Robinson. You don't.
Well,
and Deuce is a little fired up after that.
Yeah, and I think there should have been a yellow hanky out there, but apparently there wasn't.
Deuce will make him pay. That happened. I saw that happen last week against Horizon. No, it wasn't Horizon. I think it was Valley Vista that we played. He took a pretty late shot on the sideline, and then he just turned into a beast for the rest of the game. So I wouldn't poke the bear. That's just me. So Pinnacle back on offense. They're going to have the ball at the 45-yard line. With 5 minutes, 53 seconds left and a 27-7 lead, left before halftime, I should say. I think they want more. So they did. Okay, so they did call a late hit on that. Well, good. 47-yard line, actually. And Deuce is at quarterback now. They're running the Wildcat. Here comes Deuce. Is he going to throw?
Oh, no.
And he's going to go down for a sack. Okay. Well, that's going to bring up 2nd and 17, I want to say.
Sack. By number 4, Keegan Shake.
Are we going to stay in the Wildcat? Nope, here we go. We've got Wyatt Horton back at QB. So that gives us a little more of a challenge. 2nd and 17 from our own 40. Chaparral 4-man front. And here comes Miles Libman, motioning trips. And Wyatt's under a little bit of pressure, and he's going to get down too. So that's 2 sacks in a row for the Firebird defense. And that's going to create a 3rd Well, I guess they didn't really take him behind the line, did they? So really no gain. But still leaves us with the 3rd and 15. What do you call here, AJ? 3rd and 15. What do you think?
I think Horton's going to throw a long pass.
Well, they're bracketing Deuce Robinson. They're 15 yards off the ball, and they got a safety over the top. Might see something underneath. And Wyatt Horton buys some time, escapes the pocket, and he's going to run the ball.
He sure is. Look at that.
And he's going to get close. He's up to the 47-yard line to leave a 4th and 4. And if I know Pinnacle, I think we're going to go for this. Maybe not. Nope. Nope. We're going to punt.
Brings up 4th and long for the Pioneers.
So, well, you're up 20 points. Your defense has been playing very well. So I get it. And number 21 is back to kick for the Pioneers. Or to punt, excuse me, and that's Dylan Frick. Hasn't had to punt a whole lot this year, but when he has, he's done a pretty good job. He's averaging about 40 yards per punt. And he kicks it rugby style, gets pretty good yardage, angles it over to the left-hand side, picks up a Pinnacle roll. Beautiful. All the way down to the, the 4-yard line? That's a nice change of possession there. That's a good weapon. You notice a lot of kids do that now. They kick it with the ball pointed down.
Yeah. That's really strange.
I don't know. It seems to work, but I've seen that at every level. I've seen that at college. I've seen that in the pros, too.
You know, if they can do it, if they can carry it out, that worked out extremely well.
It really did.
Getting all the way down to the 4-yard line.
So Chaparral back and Herges still in. I wonder if Van den Heuvel may have gotten an injury. I don't know. But the sophomore quarterback Herges in from the 4-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 4. Pioneers staying in that same defensive front. They played pretty well tonight. Why not? It's a high-power offense Chaparral has. And they're going to run one up the middle and pick up 3 or 4, maybe. Call it 5. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left. Chaparral has 1 timeout left. Pinnacle has 3. So the clock does become an issue here. They can't just kind of grind it down on short passes and runs. They'll run out of time to score before halftime. 2nd and 5. And another run up the middle. And they're going to pick up close to 1st down yardage. It's going to bring a 3rd and 1. That's pretty interesting because they're so pass happy. They don't run the ball a lot. When they do run, it's usually the quarterback.
It looked like they gave him 1st and 10.
Oh, did they give him it? Okay, so. All right, 1st and 10 from the 15, 14, 15. Somewhere in that. Let's call it the 14.42.
Exactly.
Does that work?
You know, for somebody who's not a math professor, you do pretty good with that, with those numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, fractions, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got a yellow hanky on the field.
Who moved? Was it offense? It sure was. That helps. That's going to create a 1st and 15 from the 9-yard line for Chaparral. Again, folks, you want a shout out? Send me a text, 623-687-6003. Please keep it PG rated. Ball's complete to pass Johnson over the middle, and he's going to pick up about 7 or 8. That'll create a 2nd down and 8, we'll call it. So here's a shout out from Trucker Ruckers. That's, of course, Jacoby Rucker, the running back for Pinnacle. One of his teachers, that's Mr. Carriage, who was his English teacher, said he was an awesome student athlete. So thank you.
That's nice to hear from one of his teachers.
It is. So Burge is going to throw, and that's complete. Nobody really close. And although short of 1st down yardage, great open field tackle. Did you catch who got that?
I did not.
So Ashton Leckie from the corner position came up and really a good, solid open field tackle. Those are a lot harder than they look, folks. When you have a receiver like that and you're trying to take him down on the open field, that was textbook.
Well, and how that receiver got separation the way he did was outstanding.
3rd and 3, tick-tock, tick-tock. 1:23 and counting left in the first half, and they're going to keep it on the ground. It's going to be, close. I think they're going to, first down. So, first down for Chaparral. Now the clock is definitely a factor. Minute 13, minute 12, minute 11, tick-tock, tick-tock. They need to go a long ways to get a touchdown here. They're at the 25-yard line. Pinnacle defense, if they want to get 3 yards in a cloud of turf, I think we'll be okay with that. Run out the half. Now they're going to throw. Here comes Burgess, and he's going to go over the middle. This is going to be almost picked off. And on the coverage was Ceccarelli, or
Number 11?
Yeah. He was on coverage, and I think Dylan Frick was thinking he might get a interception there, but it didn't quite turn out that way. So the clock stops at 51 seconds left.
Well, and he's actually very fortunate he didn't get a defensive pass interference call, but he was definitely on that receiver.
And another deep pass, good pressure by the Pioneers. Incomplete's going to create a 3rd and 10. Now 46 seconds. Okay, this is one of the funnier shout-out texts I have ever seen, and I love it. So, remember when I said Mrs. Carriage? It's actually Ms. Carriage. And she said, thank you, but Ms. is another way for Mrs., a.k.a. Miss. You are welcome to my class anytime. That's pretty awesome.
Well, gee, thank you very much.
Ms. Carriage, I just may show up to your class sometime. Thank you so much. Very appropriate. Correct response from her. 3rd and 10, 46 seconds left. And the ball slips out of his hand, and Hurts that happens sometimes when you're a quarterback, right? You're going to do the pump fake, and like, oh, do I throw it? Do I hold on? And then it just escapes. So now with 41 seconds left, Pinnacle has 3 timeouts. And Chaparral on a 4th and 10 obviously needs to throw the punt. And we've got Deuce and Miles back. Now, we've already blocked one tonight. They had a low snap on another that created kind of a messy punt, although they did get the yardage down. And another low snap, but this time we're going to get a return, I think. No, fair catch. Good choice by Deuce to do a fair catch there. That's Deuce Robinson, number 2. So 34 seconds left, 3 timeouts. What do you think, AJ? What's coming?
I think the Pioneers are going to try to make a statement in 34 seconds.
I would agree. You have Deuce downfield. You've got Miles downfield. You've got Colson Aarons. All 3 are Division I recruited receivers for the Pioneers. They got an offensive line that's been giving them pretty good time tonight. And I expect Chaparral to play quite a big prevent defense here. But we don't have to get it all, with 3 timeouts, we don't have to get it all in 1 or 2 plays. We can be a little surgical on how we want to do this.
Did you see Horton's in there now?
So we have a deep throw down the middle, and it's overthrown, but we do have at quarterback number 18 for the Pioneers that's come in, and that's Ethan Wall. Right? It's Ethan Wall, I believe it. Or is that still? Yeah. He's got a gun. It's hard to see the jersey here, Carl. I'm trying to make sure I'm not calling this wrong. Nope, well, it's still Wyatt Horton.
Yeah, it's
still
Horton,
Wyatt.
yeah.
It looked like it was number 18 instead. It can get confusing once in a while.
I know. The way the jersey kind of folded there.
So Wyatt's still in. 2nd and 10 from the 40. Nice trips to the bottom of your screen for the Pioneers. Let's see if they're going to go. Oh, they're going to run it. And here comes Mason O'Rourke, who loses his footing but does get up to the 45, and you're probably going to see a timeout here from Pinnacle. You do. So the Pioneers are going to take a timeout with 21 seconds left and see what's next, what they can go with. I mean, there's a lot of different things you could do here. Let's come back to some of our sponsors, folks. Let's go to the Cimarron River Company, your premier destination for Native American Indian jewelry and Southwest home decor. We've got Spinafit, chiropractic and rehabilitation. They're proud to maintain athletes' top physical condition. Spine Fit, Did I say Spinafit? Boy, these glasses are really doing a wonder tonight. Mrs. Ms. Spinafit, SpineFit. Jeez. SpineFit Chiropractic and Rehabilitation. Yeah, what's the difference? Boy, did I butcher that one up. We'll try that again. SpineFit Chiropractic and Rehabilitation. Proud to maintain athletes for top physical condition, relieve pain, and restore wellness.
I'm sure they appreciate the extra airtime.
Yeah, enunciate. Right? 3rd and 6, 21 seconds left. 2 timeouts left. And we're going to throw the ball. White Horton's gone all day. Now he's got some under pressure, and he's going to just throw it away.
Yeah.
Didn't want to take a chance. So with 11 seconds left on 4th and 6 from your own 45, I'm a gambler. I'd go for it. What about you?
I would too.
You know, you're going to leave them with, I mean, even if you don't pick it up, you're going to leave them with one play. You know, one Hail Mary that they could try. So why not? If you do pick it up, you have a chance to do your own Hail Mary. Oh, are they going to punt? Okay. Well, that's why I'm up here and the coaches are down there, right? Well, you got a 20-point lead, so I totally get it. That makes sense. So Dylan Frick on the punt. You'll probably see him try to avoid any kind of return here. Maybe an angle punt somewhere.
Timeout, Pinnacle.
Now the Pioneers take their second timeout just to see what's going on. And with 11 seconds left. You out of here, VJ? Okay. My buddy VJ's up here cheering us on. I got a security guard tonight. My buddy Ray from New Mexico's here helping us with security, right? AJ doing a good job.
He's done a great job keeping the riffraff out.
Well, let's go back to some shout-outs from the text. Again, folks, 623-687-6003 if you'd like to get a shout-out over the air. And we have a happy Friday night football from Fort Wayne, Indiana. They've been enjoying the Pinnacle broadcast since 2013. Ben Sweet's uncle. I remember Ben Sweet. That's how long I've been doing this. So shout out to you. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think we've had anybody from Indiana, have we?
They're on the board now. And a shout out to Ashton Leckie from his grandmother, Gigi, in Phoenix. All right, so let's see. Are we going to go after it? Or what are we going to do? We're going to kick away. Very smart. Very smart. And it's going to take a nice little Pinnacle. Let's let that clock keep ticking down, folks. That's going to take us to halftime. Really well done by that Pioneer punt squad. So at the end of the first half, Pinnacle is up 27-7 over the Chaparral Firebirds. AJ, what do you think? What are some of your takeaways?
I just think that these Pioneers are just such a stellar group of young men that they have just done really, really a great job. It's a pleasure watching them. They have manhandled Chaparral the entire first half, and I, of course, expect them to do exactly the same thing for the second half. So they've just been a great ball team.
Well, you know, coming into tonight, they were 3-3, Chaparral, and they had their starting quarterback and starting receiver led entire 6A division with passing yards, and we've held them to 7 points. That's not too shabby, folks. Our Pioneer defense has come to play this year. It's one of the best Pioneer defenses I've seen in 10 years covering this team. You know, it's just a fantastic job. Well, why don't we let's get back to some of our sponsors, and this time I'll try not to butcher it. And then we've got some halftime material we can cover with you here in a bit, folks. But Best Home Appliances at the corner of Tatum and Bell is your local Pinnacle family-owned source for luxury appliances. American Valet Company, a trusted parking management company serving businesses across the Southwest since 1980. We've got Santucci Orthodontics, accomplished professionals dedicated to making your smile a healthy reflection of you. Live life smiling. In-N-Out Burger. Gotta love an In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out Burger.
Oh,
they're the best. Double.
Yeah. With grilled onions, animal sauce. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
So In-N-Out Burger, the local burger joint at Desert Ridge Marketplace. Quality you can taste and where quality counts. And it's also where a lot of the kids go after the games on Friday nights. That's the Pinnacle High School hangout for a lot of these boys. Stotts Equipment. Stotts, actually. Stotts Equipment. Their vision is to be the best equipment dealer in the world. Now celebrating 75 years in business. The Horton Team Platinum Living Realty. The Horton team is a proud sponsor of Pinnacle football. If you are looking to buy or sell a property, put their 20-plus years of experience to work for you, call, email, or text Matt Horton at 480-227-3311. That's 480-227-3311 for the Horton Team Platinum Living Realty. Rowdy Hair, Rowdy by Choice certified sustainable full-service salon and spa studio conveniently located in Desert Ridge. We've got Paradox Video Productions. Paradox Video Productions, video and digital marketing for your business. Reach them at paradoxvideoproductions.com. And one more page and we'll have it.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, we had a lot, like double the sponsors we've ever had.
You've been like blowing right through these guys.
Yeah, we got to try to get through them all.
Yeah.
TNA Landscape and Hardscape Designs, home of grading, leveling, pool excavation, footing reinforcement, paver installs, and more. Don't be sod. We're here now. That's TNA Landscape and Hardscape Designs. Liberty GMC. Liberty GMC, your one-stop resource for all automotive purchases and repairs. Make sure to ask for your Pinnacle football discount if you go to Liberty GMC. Chula Seafood. That place rocks. That place is very good. Fresh fish in the desert at Chula Seafood. Fish market, restaurant and bar now open at Hayden and Thompson Peak. They have a green chili sandwich there. I spent 2 years in New Mexico, so I like green chili on everything.
I'm going to have to try that.
Oh, it's insanely good. Huntington Learning Center. Their mission is to serve families with children through personalized instruction to meet your child's unique needs, additionally providing ACT and SAT prep classes.
Very good.
Center Mass Construction, helping you to build your dreams into reality, residential and light construction. Wilming Construction exists for people to build their genuine place of purpose, building commercial construction projects in the Valley since 1977. Carl, we got through the entire sponsor list by halftime. That's a first. So shout out real quickly, folks. As you're watching this, you don't realize Karl Marx is our chief. He's our guru, our grand poobah, whatever you want to call it, running these broadcasts. It all started way back in the day in 2012 with David Lewerke doing it, and then we had Evan Maxey. And we've had some good people through the years. Carl has gracefully been doing this for the last couple of years, Carl, I want to say. Craig Dupree, that's right. Craig Dupree was number 3. So now we got Karl Marx live.
So Craig Dupree was doing this for a couple of years, and then I came in to help him, and next thing I knew, he was telling people toward the end of that season that I was taking it over the next year. And,
you got volunteered the same way I did.
Yeah. So
way back, David Lewerke goes, "Oh, good, those so show up on Friday."
So yeah, last year was my first year doing it full time, and back again this year. It's fun.
You guys do a great job. And I got to tell you, folks, I mean, way back in the day, when you go back 10 years, we didn't have the same technology setup we have now. This is by far the smoothest technology I've ever seen with this. So much easier to set up, tear down. We've got Dina on the camera. I can't remember Dina's last name.
Dina Martin.
Dina Martin. Okay,
yep.
So she's on the camera.
She has a son who plays on the JV team.
Yep. And it went out on AJ. So AJ and I were talking before. AJ, you're doing this as a volunteer. You don't necessarily have a kid on the team, but you were a Chaparral alum, and you also thought this was a cool thing to do to give back to the kids and the parents, which I think is great.
Well, that's really true. As a matter of fact, I live closer to Pinnacle at this point in time, so I really have enjoyed, and I've known a number of teachers that have taught at Pinnacle. So it's a school where a lot of my good friends have had children go through the program and have played ball at Pinnacle. So it just is a great opportunity. I just happen to want to sign up for tonight because it is happened to be Chaparral. Haven't been on this campus in a lot of years, so it's really changed a lot, but it's fun to see it.
I've had a lot of people ask me through the years, folks. I don't think I've ever really talked about this in 10 years on the air, but I'll do this now. Why do I keep coming back? My kid played here in 2012, 13, and 14, right? So I got to know Dana Zupke, head coach, who I think is a great guy. You know, Dana's a friend. I think Dana's got a lot of high character. So I like what he does with the program. I like how he doesn't buy into what some of the other programs in the state do with having mass transfers come in and out. If Dana did do that, I wouldn't be doing this broadcast because I'm that adamant against it. But you know, when my kid got out, I think it's so important for these kids with high school sports. I'm just a big believer in athletics and how it can shape a kid's life. So,
well, and I concur. As a matter of fact, athletics was a huge part of me staying out of trouble when I was in high school.
100%. I had the same thing. my senior year could have gone the wrong direction, and a couple of good coaches stopped that. So for me personally, I have some very life-changing memories from high school football. So to me, it's in Friday Night Lights, first and foremost, you know, it's a lot of fun. Friday Night Lights is hard to beat. It really is. It's better than sitting at home or being out at an adult establishment somewhere.
There's no doubt about that. Friday Night Lights is one of the great hallmarks of American society.
100%.
So it's so much fun to just, come here and see this and watch these boys just play their hearts out. It's just the best thing.
Well, and all these texts we get from all over the country, I know that it's very, the grandparents and the family and all those watching live really appreciate it. So it's an honor and a privilege to do this. But I'll tell you, probably the biggest reason I love to do this is, I played in college and I played in high school. And unfortunately, I don't have a single game from the Jurassic era or, the Cretaceous era or whatever we played, 1987, 86, 85, that I could have ever showed my kids to say when Dad played, this is what it was. These kids, by having this on YouTube and all the different things that are available for these kids, 40 years from now, every one of these players can hopefully, or 50 years from now, put their grandkids on their knee or whatever the case may be and say, well, I used to play a little football. Come here and look at this. I just think that's the coolest thing ever.
Well, I completely agree because, the Jurassic era, all we can do is go back. All we can do is go back to our yearbooks and find a photo somewhere in the pages.
Right. Or a picture.
Maybe we can see that blurry image and say, "Yeah, that was me."
Yeah. Let me take this opportunity just for a couple of shout outs. One, that is to the Pinnacle Football Booster Club because they're the ones who make this possible.
100%.
I get to come out and help set things up and help produce this stream, but they've put quite a bit of investment into this stream, into the equipment, the new equipment that you see that we've got this year to make this stream the quality it can be. We've gotten set up in YouTube. Great platform for this stream.
Love it.
And I know you're not asking for this, but Todd, let me give you a shout out because you have been the anchor of this Pinnacle broadcast team for quite a few years, and that's still the case. Matter of fact, I was scrambling earlier this year because you're traveling more for work, so I had to scramble to try to fill in some slots. And some great people, great volunteers, but nobody stacks up to you. So I appreciate everything you do for this program and how just dependable you are every Friday night. We can look forward to hearing you on the mic.
Thank you, Carl. And the truth is, through 10 years, I'll tell you this. Well, 9 years. I coached for a year. Dana was nice enough. I had the coaching bug because I coached youth sports for 30 seasons. And playing in college and in high school, I said, Dana, do you need any help? And so he was nice enough in the 2015-16 season to say, yeah, come help coach the defensive backs. It was really fun to see the inside circles and you talk about shout-outs, those assistant coaches down there. Yep. The amount of time that all of those guys put in, I couldn't do it because I couldn't run a small business and continue to coach. This doesn't take as much time, but if one kid, Carl, the truth is if one single kid or grandparent over 10 years really enjoys this, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
And plus, it's Friday Night Lights. What's more exciting than Friday Night Lights, honestly?
Yep. For me, it's Wednesday night and Thursday night lights, but also Friday night.
Well, so you and Tim Storrs. I'm going to bring up Tim Storrs here because he's been involved with the program as long as I have.
Yep.
In fact, Tim puts in a lot more hours than I do because Tim is the overhead announcer. Tim used to do the broadcast too.
Yep.
He was our color guy for years. He's from Chicago. You remember Tim? He's from Chicago.
Yep.
And he's got a great voice and does a great job.
Actually, on that intro video, if anybody was watching that when we went live, you hear both you and Tim.
Right from way back.
Tim's voice on
the 2013 season, I want to say.
That's an older video. Yep.
But anyway, so a lot of people had asked, so that's the one time I wanted to bring it up and say, who is this dude and why is he doing this?
We appreciate you.
Yep, thank you. Pioneer News. AJ, you ready for this?
Let's go for it.
Congrats to tight end Colson Ahrens for receiving his first Division I offer from Drake University this year. Fantastic. Now, here's what's crazy. If you have one Division I recruited receiver on your team, you're pretty lucky. We've got 3. We got the top tight end in the country, Deuce Robinson. We've got Miles Libman, who's got multiple D1 offers, including power schools such as Arizona State. And now you throw in Ahrens with that. You got 3 D1 receivers and a Division I left tackle that's already verbally committed to Southern Cal. That is an amazing amount of weapons to be able to play with on offense. But The offensive line a little bit. They've been doing a fantastic job all year. We just talked about Eli Page. But the other ones, 2-year starter center Crush Sowers, 2-year starter junior right tackle Frankie Gleesh. You've got Frankie Gutierrez at junior right guard. And then you've got a senior left guard in Grant Smith. I mean, these guys, and then all the guys that come in for him. You know, Carl, your kid's doing a good job when he gets in there. All of them, you know, they're doing fantastic.
Yep, he's really enjoyed this. He's seen a little bit of time tonight. He's a junior on the offensive line. You mentioned those assistant coaches. You know, shout out to those guys. Coach Germ, who coaches that offensive line, is just fantastic. And you know, those guys respect him and look up to him and love playing for him. So.
Oh, the solid coaching staff, top to bottom. You know, it really is. I
guess I should say Germanaro is his actual name.
We call him
Everybody calls
Germanaro.
him Coach Germ. Yeah.
Hey, there could be worse nicknames. So, congrats goes out to former quarterback Zach Wren, your quarterback last year. He's been invited to play in the Post-Grad Recruits Bowl in 2022. Now, here's another good one. So, ASU, let's talk about this for a little bit. So, if you follow, you know, college football, Sean Aguano, who used to be Chandler High School's varsity coach and turned that program around to, I think, 3 or 4 state titles, was named the interim head coach for ASU after they fired Herm Edwards about 3 weeks ago. And Sean had left the high school ranks to coach the running backs for ASU, and he got elevated into that interim head coach role in his 4th year in the program. He's really been active with getting some of the high school kids, including some of ours, to come down and watch a game. Wyatt Horton was there last week, quarterback, sophomore. Tight end Colson Aarons was there. Miles Libman was there. I think Deuce Robinson was there. I know for a fact that Coach Zupke and some of the other players were also invited out there, along with some of the other high schools throughout the state. So I think it's great, you know, that unfortunately some of your best athletes that play football in the state always seem to go elsewhere. And it's great to see an emphasis on them coming back. So we've got, what else? Special teams has been really special this year. You know, we talked about, you know, Cooper King, how well he's been doing, and also Sukup. But it goes with the blockers and everybody else in that. And Brady Ponce on sacks has done just an amazing job this year. So, AJ, what else do you see? Anything? We've got a bunch of shout-outs I got to get to here.
Let's tackle them.
Well, should we tackle? All right.
Yeah.
What do we got here? So, shout out to Ethan Wall from Grandma and Grandpa in Alto, New Mexico.
Oh, we got some New Mexico friends.
Yep. We've got green chili in the broadcast. So shout out to Spencer Halverson from his uncle watching in Austin, Texas. Texas is in the house.
What
are we up to? About 12 states now, I want to say?
At least.
We're getting there. Keep them coming, folks. Again, 623-687-6003 if you'd like to shout out. Shout out to the team and his son. So I would like to shout out to the team and my son, Coach Sergio Gilliam. So this is from Vicki Gilliam from Greer, South Carolina. Another South Carolina. So we've got, let's see here. So another shout out from the English teacher. Thank you.
I'm thinking she wants you to show up in her class.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about that.
Sounds like you've got a new fan. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, new `1 fan.
Well, you're doing autographs after the broadcast, right?
Yeah, no. I'll tell you a funny story. As a skinny kid, I looked like Doogie Howser. I was having dinner in Albuquerque once with my dad, and that's where Neil Patrick Harris is from. Kids are on their their prom date, and I was with my wife at the time, and my dad and his wife, and these high school kids kept looking over at me, and they pointed. I told my dad, I go, they think I'm Doogie. The kids came over, and there was the boys. Mr. Harris, can we have your autograph? I'm like, dude, I'm not Doogie, but if it helps you score some points, I'm all over it. So I signed autographs as Doogie Howser for some kids at an Albuquerque airport. That's the only autographs that have ever been signed.
I love it.
So here we go. So, and let's see, this game from the 80, Pauline Grice. So Jason Turner from New York City. So the Spirit Line does a great job, as always. So
Yep, that was Fallon Grice. She's the new AD this year, took over for Pat, and she just texted in telling us how much she appreciated the job you guys are doing.
Oh, cool.
And also loves the fact that we get to cover the Spirit Line during the timeouts.
They do a great job.
Yep.
They do a fantastic job.
Yep.
To Crush Sowers, number 52. It's his sister. Hey, Crush, it's your sister. I love you, and I'm so proud of you. I love it. So from Crush Sowers' sister, she loves you, Crush. She's proud of you. Always cheering you on through so many miles apart. She wishes she could be there tonight. She loves you and she misses you, Crush. Now that's a good shout out when your sister does that, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. So Marcus is tuned in. Marcus Libman is tuned in. Shout out to you, Marcus. Miles' older brother up at Columbia. Dude, you're in New York City, man, the city that never sleeps. And, hey, Marcus, you got a game tomorrow, right? Isn't it about 11:30 New York time right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what a great interview with his dad last week,
guy.
last Friday night.
Great
that
guy,
was
great family.
Fantastic interview. Yep.
So the guy that was sitting up to my left here that you saw me talking to earlier, he's the neighbors to the Libmans, VJ. So he
VJ?
knows all the kids, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But had him on the broadcast once last year as a guest. So anyway, folks, and how about this? Let's give a little love to, since we shouted out with some of the former players, Miles, let's go with all the other kids that are still playing in college. Chris Capolini up at Lake Forest College had a shout out last year. We've got Ryan Maloche playing at the University of San Diego. All former Pioneers we're talking about. Cole Franklin, part of the bloodline over at Carnegie Mellon University. Anthony Franklin at Stanford, the Cardinals. Dorian Singer at University of Arizona, tearing it up. Walk-on, earned a scholarship. Jack Havner at Bodine. Mac Franklin, more bloodline there, at Brown University. Adam Verbalitis at Northern Arizona University. Tosh Baker, Luke Baker's older brother, left tackle at Notre Dame. You got Marcus Libman playing at Columbia, we just talked about. Cade Horton, who likes to call instead of text. Shout out to you, Cade. Up at St. Anselm. Spencer Rattler, okay, probably the most famous Pioneer that we've ever had. Quarterback at South Carolina. Looked really good last week when they went in and beat a ranked Kentucky team. Spencer played well. Shout out to you, Spencer. Quentin Powell from the 2019 class playing up at Colorado State Pueblo University. 2018 class, Amaric Juntanen up at Northern Arizona. And all the way from 2017, still playing ball, we got Dalton Cash at Idaho. So that's a pretty impressive list of kids that are still playing in the program.
Yep,
That really is.
So who's leading these Pioneers? All right, let's give a little shout out to the coach, shall we? Head coach Dana Zupke. 19th year at Pinnacle and 30th year in high school coaching. His career record, I want to say, is 136 and 76 at this point. He's had multiple titles from whatever division that he was in at the time. Usually we're almost always in state. Coach Zupke played some ball back in the day at California Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks, California. He started 2 years as defensive tackle and 1 year at center, so 3 years center. So there's your head coach. And on that note, here we are, second half. Pioneers up 27-7. Let's get ready to rumble, shall we?
They are all lined up and ready to kick.
King in for the kick. And he boots another one. Back into the end zone that we go for another touchback. Boy, he's just been money all night.
Your Firebirds take over first and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So what adjustments did they do at halftime? That's always what you have to wonder, right? And the Pioneers get to start off on defense, and we'll find out. A defense has just played lights out this year. Again, shout out to all of them. Brady Ponce, 16, getting everybody fired up. That's your right defensive end. Number 21, Dylan Frick, the safety. Number 10, again, is Parker Glenn. And who do we have at quarterback? Are they still with the sophomore Hergis? Hergis. Nope, they got the senior back in Vanderhoeven. And it's going to be a pickup of about 5. Here's the thing. Their leading rusher on the year is their quarterback. And he's been averaging 6.7 yards per carry. So when he does run, he's got pretty good wheels. Call it 2nd and 6 for Pinnacle. You know, on defense, that 3, I don't know, call it a 3-4 or a 3-5, really, what they're doing. So you got the 3 down linemen, 3-3, I guess, with a deep middle linebacker and 2 safeties over the top. been pretty effective, and they're going to try to run the ball with their QB. That's going to be their strategy and their halftime adjustment. And they do pick up a first down. That's Vander Heuvel, senior QB, and he's a good athlete, folks. He's a really good athlete.
Yeah, that defensive configuration changes quite often because Halverson is in that star back position. So you'll see him rove all over the defensive backfield. Sometimes he's in linebacker position, other times cornerback, other times he looks more like a safety.
And here we are with a run up the middle, number 28 for Chaparral, and he's going to pick up a good 7-8 yards. So they're going more ground and pound on the second half on this opening drive. So with the ground attack, it'll be curious to see if we make any adjustments on defense and start getting a little more active, maybe going to a four-man front. I'm not sure we will. But they do have two backs in the backfield, and it's going to be another read option. This time the quarterback's going to keep it again. Good job by that Pioneer defense to shut that down, though. They're going to get close to first down yardage, but not quite there. Bring up a 3rd and 2. That was the QB running again. What do you think, AJ? What do you throw at this?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm concerned about is that they're going to use the QB to keep. He's going to run the ball, but then they're going to sneak in a pass, and hopefully,
yeah, try to lull you to sleep a little bit.
Exactly. The Pinnacle defense will be ready.
And he's using that cadence, trying to go on 2 and pull Pinnacle offside. Good, great discipline by the defensive line for Pinnacle not to bite on that. Now we're up to a four-man front, and it's going to be another read option. He keeps it, it's trying to catch the edge, and what a great open field tackle. Goodness. Parker Glenn. That was an incredible tackle by number 10, Glenn. Textbook. Did they give him the first down? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Now we got a penalty. Well,
really late flag. What's that all about?
It could be a sideline warning or that. Yeah, that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to get the first down, and we're going to get another 5 yards. Is that it?
Correct.
All right. Well, we got a 20-point lead. We're up 27-7. 9 minutes, 23 seconds left in the third quarter. And Chaparral's got a little bit of a drive going. They're on 47-yard line. Vanden Heuvel going to look to his right, and he's under some pressure, and we're going to get him. Well, he's going to pick up 2 yards. So in the books, it's going to show a 2-yard gain. But nice job converging on defense. Was that Ponce again, 16? Or number 22, Haugen. So Blake Haugen, number 22. All right, AJ, what you said, right? I mean, they're being patient. Chaparral's being very patient.
Very patient.
And it's going to be a fake handoff. Here comes the QB coming to the right. He's going to unload, and he completes it was a good throw. First down yardage for Chaparral. Give him credit. That's not an easy throw for a quarterback to make, and he put it right where it needed to be. So Chaparral with another first down. All right, boys. 8 minutes and 33 seconds left. This drive has taken up a little bit of time. With the ball in the right hash, we've got a 1st and 10. And it's another read option over to the right-hand side. Quarterback's going to keep it, and he's going to pick up, it's 5 or 6 yards a pop. So they're trying to force us to go to a different defensive alignment to defend that read option because they're living and dying by that read option here in the second half. They bring up a 2nd and 2 for Chaparral. Well, now we're up to a 4-man front, so we're running a 4-4 basically. And it's going to be a throw. They're going to dial it up deep, and that's a touchdown. Or incomplete. I didn't see that call. It almost looked like they said touchdown at first. AJ, did that look like a touchdown to you at first?
Well, at first it did, but then I saw the ref wave his arms as incomplete.
All right, so 3rd and 2 for Chaparral. And it's going to be another read option. This time they give it up the middle. That's going to be close, folks. Nope, it's first down yardage. So Chaparral putting together a bit of a drive here to start the second half. Down 20 points, 27-7. Pinnacle defense. You don't usually see drives that last this long on the field. It's one of the longer drives our defense has seen in the year. But with a 1st and 10 from the 26, the chess match continues. You know what are they going to continue with the read option? Are we going to go to a 4-man front? How are we going to defend this? And they're going to motion to trips. Pass is complete down to the 15, down to the 10-yard line. Looks like a helmet came off. And Johnson, again, the leading receiver in the state for Chaparral. He's got some speed. You can see that on that outside pass. And that's going to create a 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Now it's going to be 1st and goal. So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for Chaparral. 7 minutes, 23 seconds left and counting in the 3rd quarter, folks. Pinnacle up 27-7. The senior Vanden Heuvel back in. They kind of rotated some different kids in the first half at QB. And that ball is low but caught, and he's going to catch the outside edge. He's going to get down close to the goal line but not in. It's going to be 2nd down and 1 for Chaparral. That was number 13, Gomez, on the reception. Well, they made an adjustment, give them credit, and it's been effective on this first drive. But the clock becomes an issue. Tick-tock. You know, we got a 20-point lead. So 2nd and goal for Chaparral, and another read option going up the middle, and Chaparral's going to score. So that's going to be touchdown for Chaparral and make the score 27-13. PAT pending.
Well, they just pounded all the way down the field.
They did.
I mean, that was a heck of a drive.
Yeah, nothing fancy. I mean, the read option, they've got a quarterback that can run, you know, so, and when you've got that, so that works up. And number 4 for Chaparral is their kicker, I believe. See if we can get a number on that. I think that's, yep, Keegan Shank. And, yep, he got it. So with 6:29 left in the 3rd quarter, Pinnacle's up 27-14. I think we got a couple more shout-outs here, guys, so let's see if we can go down the list and get to it. We've got the Root family from Missouri watching. Eli Page, Missouri in the house. That's got to be the 14th, 15th state that we've gone to. So from Grace Aguirre, love you, Tyler Ray from Neengan, Texas. So thank you so much again, folks. 623-687-6003. If you would like to have a shout out, let us know. Well, AJ, this is going to be an important drive for us to answer. You know, the defense gave up a long time-consuming drive. I mean, that drive took them quite a while.
Yeah, they really ate up the clock on that one.
Which isn't really in their favor, although now it's a 2-score game. So it's going to come back to the pressure's going to be on the Pinnacle offense to see what they can do. We got Halverson back deep to return this. And I believe Mason O'Rourke. And they kick a squibber. Mason O'Rourke, a good shortstop, picks it up, and he's got a little bit of room. He's going to make a move into the middle, and good return up to about 25. He looked like a shortstop in the big leagues with that pickup, didn't he?
He definitely did.
So, AJ, you're used to calling baseball. How would you rate that little pickup there?
I'd give him a 10. That was outstanding.
All right, Pinnacle back on offense. And I believe Wyatt Horton, quarterback, number 15. Deuce Robinson's in the slot right. You got Miles Libman split to the right. Rucker in the background, or in the backfield, excuse me. And you've got a 4-man front. Quick pass is complete, and that's not going to be for a whole lot of yardage. That's Miles Libman for maybe a yard. Well, you can feel momentum switching. Momentum's a real thing in football, and you can feel it switching just a little bit right now. So I think this is a pretty important drive for the Pioneers. Try to get some momentum back. It's going to be 2nd and 9 for Pinnacle. Mac Richards and Miles Libman split all the way up to the left. Deuce Robinson single on the right-hand side. You might see something to Deuce here. And it's going to be, no, you're going to see a run. And not a whole lot of room, maybe 2 yards, but nice job to keep the feet moving. And that was Jacoby Rucker. Called him Darius Rucker on accident last week.
That's all right. We know who he is.
Maybe he can sing. Who knows?
That's right. He might have a second career.
Yeah, there you go. So now we're looking at a 3rd and 7 for the Pioneers. And we've got another shout-out coming, this time from former quarterback Zach Wren. He's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Offense is looking great. Shout-out to Wyatt and Jacoby. All right, Zach, we need a little magic here, don't we? 3rd and 7. Wyatt's going to unload. That ball's complete to Miles Libman, and I believe that's first down yardage. It is. I think. Yep, it is. So move the chains. That's important. We needed that. Chaparral went to more of a ball control, read option, ground attack, which was effective in that opening drive of the second half. So now Pinnacle, maybe we'll do the same thing. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left, third quarter. We're up 27-14. Basic 4-man front, and now you got O'Rourke in the game with a solid carry up the middle, or maybe 2 yards. No, they're only going to give him a yard. You know, they're not really blitzing their linebackers, are they, AJ?
No, they're really not. As a matter of fact, the other thing that's happening is we've got Deuce Robinson. He seems to be getting open once he's, more than 5 yards past line of scrimmage. But because they're running, because they're doing other things, they're not focusing on him.
Well, so they're bracketing. You can see how deep that safety is. They really want to give Deuce some help on this. There's Deuce with a quick screen, and he's going to pick up some yardage over the middle. Good for first down yardage all the way to the 47-yard line. You got to find a way to get your best athletes the ball. And sometimes if they're going to take away that deep throw, that's what you do, right? The look of that play, I like that. What do you think?
I like it a lot. Obviously, Deuce didn't have to go too far off the line of scrimmage. Came back and just a yard or so and was available.
Such a weapon to have. He really is. So, 1st and 10 from the 47. Chaparral now on a 3-man line. Interesting. And Jacoby Rucker's got some room, and he's going to barrel forward. Trucker Rucker is for about a 12-yard gain. Beep, beep. Here comes the semi, right?
Exactly. Here again, Deuce Robinson was split far left this time.
Right.
And, once the snap happened, he made it, but no one at Chaparral was paying attention to him.
So now we got 1st and 10 from the 41 for the Pioneers. Good drive started here. This time we're going to have Deuce split all the way to the right. Miles Libman and Mac Richards are on the same side too, so a heavy trips formation to the right with Rucker in the backfield, and they're making that defense do some adjustments with that lineup. And they're going to give it to Jacoby up the middle, and he's got another nice hole. Still on his feet. Look out to the 15. Stiff arm. Still on his feet. How often do you see a guy go back 10 yards with forward progress?
Oh, my goodness.
He didn't want to go down.
He did not, but he had two defenders on him, so he didn't have a choice.
That kid's got some tree trunks for legs. He's a strong kid.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Rucker is amazing. After her contact, the number of yards he continues to obtain is amazing.
They've got a nice problem in the backfield because O'Rourke's a good back, too. They both are. Same trips formation. So they're forcing Chaparral to get 4 defenders over here, which leaves the run open. This time we're going to play action, though. And Wyatt's under a little pressure. Sees a little bit of a hole. He's going to take it, still on his feet, all the way down to the 10-yard line. And this is exactly how you answer a time-consuming drive from the opposition, by doing the same thing right back at them.
Well, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Was they're doing exactly the same thing that Chaparral did to them on the last drive that Chaparral had.
A little gamesmanship from the coaching staff. Hey, we can do that too.
Yeah.
You want a track meet or do you want 4 yards and a cloud of turf? We can go either way. So that's going to create a 1st and goal for Pinnacle. Ball's just over the 10-yard line, maybe about the 9.4. And Horton's going to roll to his right again. And he's going to get rid of it. Smart play. Smart play.
I thought he was going to go for one of the receivers that's standing in the end zone, but I think I agree with you. That was a smart play, and he wasn't risking an interception.
No, in fact, if you look at Wyatt's numbers on the year, he's got 14 touchdowns to 3 interceptions on the year. That's a pretty good ratio coming into tonight. That tells you that he's smart with the ball. You don't want turnovers. And this offense has done a fantastic job this year of eliminating a lot of turnovers. It's pretty low. In fact, with only one, I guess there's been 4 interceptions on the year as a squad, but that's not bad when you're 4-1, so less than 1 a game. So 2nd and goal for the Pioneers. Wyatt's going to look right. Quarterback draw designed, it looked like, and he's going to scramble through the middle. Nice job. He's down to about the 4-yard line. Now, here's what's interesting. All right, we're at 3rd and goal. We want to get in the end zone. If we don't, you've got an interesting decision. You kick the field goal and go up by 16. You're still within striking distance of them, though. If they scored twice at 2, or do you keep your offense on the field? We've got a 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. So it's going to be close. Mac Richards split to the left, Miles Libman to the right, and Deuce Robinson on the right-hand side as your slot back, basically. And we're going to go a throw over to the right-hand side, or we're looking for it. Ball's up, and what a snag by Deuce Robinson. Get off me. All right, so you've heard of Randy Moss when he said, "You've been mossed." That's Deuce going, "You've been deuced."
You've been deuced.
You've been deuced.
No doubt about it.
That was fantastic. That's one of the best rebounds I've seen for a touchdown in my life.
I'd say that 6'5" frame, it really worked out, reaching right over that defender and just grabbing that ball.
He's a 3-sport athlete. He plays basketball. Oh, wait. What are they doing? All right, folks, hold the phone. Did we have a penalty?
And we didn't see a flag.
So no penalty, no flag. What is happening here?
No.
That looked like a touchdown, didn't it? I don't quite. Okay, there's a penalty. What? Oh, boy.
Okay.
We had a personal foul, face mask. That's the 3rd personal foul of this game. I guarantee you that's going to be a point of discussion because you can't do that. You can't have 3 personal fouls. You just can't. And that's going to turn a touchdown into 3rd and 19. It's a heated rivalry between these two schools. It really is. But you got to keep your cool, boys. You got to keep your cool. Pure spread look. Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 19-yard line. Shap's only going to rush 3. And Wyatt Horton's going to fake it. He's still got some time. And he's going to toss it up for Deuce. Did Deuce get it? There's a wrestling match for the ball. And they're going to call an interception. You got to be kidding. Okay. They're going to call that an interception. I thought Ty went to the offense, but I don't know. I mean, we're not down there to see it close enough. But on a 3rd and goal, they're going to count that as an interception. So with 41 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, Pioneers are still up 27-14. But we're facing a little bit of adversity here because Chaparral just got a turnover, and they're going to have 1st and 10. It's tough to... Well, the crowd, as you can hear, we're in the stands in the Pinnacle sideline, so when there's questionable calls, you're going to hear it. It's the ambient noise. 1st and 10 for Shap. And I think they still have Vander Heuvel in. They do. At quarterback, he's going to keep it, run to the right-hand side. We have a penalty that was just thrown and tackled out of bounds. So that may be coming back with a holding call. Pretty good gain for Vander Heuvel. It's a mouthful when you keep saying it. Vander Heuvel.
It really is.
And that's going to go against Pinnacle. Or not Pinnacle, Chaparral, excuse me. So that's going to take him back a little bit. We'll see if it was a holding call, 10-yarder, or how much further we're going to go.
Yeah, they haven't moved the ball yet. Here we go. 5 yards, 10 yards.
So that's going to create 1st and 20 for Chaparral. Back at their, we'll call it the 9-yard line. 9.18. What do you think?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. That's the mathematical answer.
Pinnacle's a 3-man front. Vander Heuvel is going to throw. Quick pass. It's complete. Over to the 5, up to the 10. And another great open field tackle. Parker Glenn is putting on a clinic tonight on how you play the corner position and come up and make those tackles. Fantastic. That's a clinic. That's exactly how you do it. That's not an easy thing to do out of space like that.
I know, and Parker Glenn is just, like you said, he's putting on a clinic tonight. He's doing outstanding.
I'll bring up 2nd, and we'll call it 18-19. Pioneers in a 4-man front, so we switched it up a little. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter, folks. Your Pinnacle Pioneers are up 27-14. Chaparral's got the ball on a 2nd and 19 from their own 11. And, well, we needed a closer game, guys. I'm a firm believer in this. Now that we're in the league, we've got tough games. We've got Brophy coming up. We've got Saguaro on the schedule. We've got Highland on the schedule. We got Centennial on the schedule. There's nothing easy about the rest of this season. So the fact that you have to face some adversity, I think, is good. And we're going to be in the playoffs. Whether we're going to be in the open playoffs or the 6A remains to be seen on how we finish out the year. But with the first rankings that came out, as a reminder, folks, the open division is your best 6A and 5A. And if there's a team good enough in 4A to make it, then make it in there. And the Pioneers are 5th right now. So as it stands right now, you know, with our ranking, we would be an open team for the playoffs. You know, you've got Liberty up top with Chandler. Saguaro is down at number 7. And the teams that are on the edge are Centennial. And we've got Centennial, Highland, and Saguaro all on the schedule. Saguaro 7th, Centennial 10th, and Highland ranked 12th. So who ends up in the open division, honestly, is going to be how those games go. But we got to take care of business tonight first, which would include getting a huge stop here to start the 4th quarter and try to get a punt. You know, Chaparral's down 13, 27-14, so let's see what happens. Little Neil Diamond in the background, get you singing along. And quick swing pass is complete. And they're going to pick up, is the ball on the ground? Or is he just still running? All right, pretty good second effort by the receiver. So that's going to bring up a 3rd. And we'll call it 9. Yeah, 3rd and 8. We'll call it 8. So 3rd and 8 for Chaparral. Big down, folks, on defense. Big down. They keep trying to, just like we could try to get the ball to our weapons, they keep going to number 6, Johnson. And why wouldn't you? I mean, he came in leading the state in receiving.
Well, exactly. When you've got the talent, you'd be crazy not to use him.
He's a good receiver. He really is. All right, here we go. 3rd and 8. And they're going to go down the middle. The ball's complete, but I think that's going to be short of first down yardage. It is. So they're going to mark the ball at about the 29, I want to say. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 1 from their own 29. You'll probably see Chaparral go for this or try to draw us off. Well, it's 4th quarter. They're down 2 scores. I think they kind of have to. If we hold here, it could be turn out the lights if we can hold here.
This would be an amazing, field position if they turn it over on downs.
Right, you're at your own 29-yard line. Biggest play of the game so far, folks. 4th down and 1. Pioneer defense has got a 4-3 look. Vander Heuvel's going to try to run it himself. He breaks it to the outside, and he does break it, and he's got some speed. He's still up on his feet across midfield. Finally goes down at about the 46-yard line. Hey, you know what? Kid's an athlete. You got to tip your hat. I mean, we had 3-4 guys that have shot at him, but he's a good athlete.
Yeah, those missed opportunities sometimes come back to bite you, but...
yeah, you got to give credit where credit's due. It was a heck of a run. It really was. So Chaparral, first down, Pinnacle 46. And Vander Heuvel is going to throw over to the left-hand side, complete to Johnson. And the Pioneers are going to bring him down after a gain of about, we're going to call it 7, 8. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. Or 2nd and 3, we'll say. So at halftime, it was 27-7. It's now 27-14 with 9 minutes, 35 seconds left in the game. And Chaparral had a pretty good drive to start the third quarter. This is only their second drive of the second half, I believe. And it's going to be another read option. The quarterback keeps it again. And he takes a pretty good shot. I'm not sure. Right at first down yardage. And they're going to move the sticks. So another first down for Chap. I don't know, AJ. What do you dial up here? They're pretty patient with how they're trying to attack us now with that read option.
Well, and the read option is working.
Yeah.
So you can't blame them for keeping on trying it.
Well, as a reminder, they came in averaging 430 yards offense a game. They've got a good offense. They really do. So you knew it was going to be a challenge for the defense. Probably the second toughest on the year outside of Liberty. So 1st and 10, and the Pioneers are going to stunt a little bit. And here's another read option. This time they're going to give it to the back up the middle. And he's going to lean forward for about 5.
He did what all good running backs do. He fell forward.
Well, yeah, that's an extra yard or 2, which you always want. All right, boys. Let's see what we can do. Chap's got twins to the right, single left. 2nd and 5. Pioneers 4-man front. Vander Heuvel getting a call from the sideline. Their biggest weapons at the bottom of your screen, number 6, Johnson. And he's going to look that direction over the middle, and he's got a little bit of time to throw. And there's finally a holding call. We've been looking for that all game. And they caught him finally. It took the defensive tackle. Did you see that? The D lineman put his hands up in the air going, come on, man. Pulled a Biden, come on, man. I mean, yeah, holding. They finally picked it up. It took them a while, but they got the call right. So that's going to move Chaparral back all the way to the 40. Geez, where are we going here? 42, 43-yard line? On that note, Scottsdale Eye Care, your place where you put the visual eye care needs first. For any of you listening or any officials that may need it, it's players, whoever's interested. I'm just kidding. Those refs have a hard job. They do. And for the most part, they do a pretty good job. They miss calls. It happens. So 2nd and 17 for Chaparral from their own 42. And did we get a timeout here? We did. So Chaparral's going to burn one of their timeouts with 7:24 left. And the Pioneer defense, we haven't seen this in the games that I've covered. This is my third game of the year. They've been on the field for most of the second half. You know, we've only had 3 drives in the second half, actually. So nobody's punted. It's all been time-consuming drives. Because on offense, we did the same thing. We got all the way down and then finally couldn't convert on the 3rd and goal situation. And there's your Pinnacle Spirit line doing a great job. A little bit of Sweet Caroline. I think that's the most played song in any sports arena. I mean,
I think there's no doubt about that.
Bom, bom, bom. You can't help it. You just have to go in. All right, folks. 7 minutes, 24 seconds left in the game. Pinnacle's up 27-14. Here's where we're at. Chaparral's got the ball at the Pinnacle 42-yard line. And they had a time-consuming drive where they scored in the first possession of the second half. Pinnacle returned the favor, but we didn't get in the end zone. We had a time-consuming drive and got all the way down into the red zone. And now only the 3rd drive of the game, or the second half, is what you're looking at here. 4-man front for the Pioneers. And now we're going to pepper out of it into a 3-man rush. And they were trying to set up the screen and really well read it to start with, but they still get 5 yards out of it. Good job by that defensive line. They recognized it and backed off for a minute, but they still picked up some yardage. Calamara coming out and Brady Ponce checking back in. Brings up a 3rd and 11 for Chaparral from the Pinnacle 36.
Yeah, it's a risky proposition for the Pioneers to give Vandenhoel any time like they just did in that last down.
He's a good quarterback. He can play. 3-man front on D. Are we going to send anybody or are we rushing 3? We're just going to rush. Oh, we have a delayed blitz. Ball's complete, short of first down yardage. That's going to give Chaparral about a 4th and 4. And, of course, they're in 4-down territory with only 6:28 left and counting. So we're looking at 4th down and 4. Pretty much, you hate to say ball game, but I would think so. If we can hold them here.
Yeah, we don't want to jinx it.
No, I jinxed the kicker earlier tonight. Perfect on the year. Oops, wide right. My bad. So 4th and 4. Twins right. Vandenhoevel in the shotgun. Pinnacle, 3-man front. And we're going to do another delayed blitz with the linebacker. They're going to go up top, and it's complete. And Chaparral's going to have a first down. The Pinnacle fans are not happy with the referees at this point. If they missed the holding call or what happened, but they're pretty fired up. So now we're going to have 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for Chaparral from with 5 minutes 37 seconds left. Vandenhoevel's going to keep it on a read option, and he's going to get upended. Ball's on the ground.
Oh, but he recovered.
He got upended. Was that 23 Stapley that made that hit?
I believe it was.
That was one heck of a tackle. Carl, if you can catch it, who that was. Number 10, that's Parker Glenn. Another good hit by Parker Glenn from that corner position. Just a fantastic job. They still picked up 2 yards, and it's going to be a quick throw over the left-hand side to Johnson. And he cuts it to the inside. A little bit of room. He's going to get down to about the 6-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4, 3 or 4. Well, okay, I could be off on that. We'll call it 3rd and 5. Tick-tock, 4 minutes, 33 seconds left and counting. Pinnacle up 27-14. 3rd and 6 from the 7-yard line. And they're going to do a quick pass, and the quarterback, well, did he go down before, or are they going to give him forward progress on that? I don't think he got a first down. He did not. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 1 from the 2-yard line for the Chaparral Firebirds. Big, big, big down for the Pinnacle defense. You can see the camera shaking, and the quarterback's going to keep it. He didn't get it. He did not get it. Great play on defense by your Pinnacle Pioneers. These fans are fired up. Turnover on downs with 3 minutes and 51 seconds left in the ball game. Great job by the Pioneers. You got some numbers for me, Carl? It all happened so quick, I didn't see who got it. So the initial hit by the leading tackler for the Pioneers came from number 12, Spencer Halverson, to come up, and he came out like a freight train. So now we have the ball at our own 2-yard line. There's 13-point lead with 3:51 left, and sophomore quarterback Wyatt Horton and the rest of these talented players on the offense have got to come up with some answers. You got Rucker in the backfield. And they're going to go Rucker up the middle. And he's going to get maybe a yard. It's that time of the game where everybody's expecting it, right? They're expecting you to try to go ground and pound, chew up the clock a little bit. Again, this would, I think, be the first time the Pioneers have beaten Chaparral in Chaparral Stadium in the school's histories of playing each other. So this would be a great victory for Pinnacle. There's no question. 2nd and 9.5. Chap's got 8 in the box, and we're going to throw. And that ball's complete after it was tipped to Miles Libman. Defensive lineman got a hand on it. Pretty short gain, maybe a couple of yards. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 8, and Chaparral takes a timeout with 3 minutes left. What do you call, AJ? What do you think?
Well, they've got to get the ball out of the end zone, and they're so close right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no perfect answer here, is there?
There really isn't.
Because Chaparral's lined up to stop the run. If you throw and it's not complete, then you stop the clock and they don't have to burn a timeout.
Yeah.
If you run, and even if you don't get it, you're going to chew up another, however many seconds off the clock. And the point is, you want to win the game, right?
Well, and really what they probably ought to do is a play action, but throwing to the outside. That play, Miles Libman went back inside after the catch, and that just put him in the place of allowing the Chaparral defense to grab him.
We're going to empty the backfield from what I see here. We are. So we're going to empty the backfield, and Wyatt Horton on 3rd and 8 from our own 3-yard line, 4-yard line. I don't know, maybe a QB keeper? You may see a QB keeper up the middle here, designed one. No, we're going to throw. And they're going to go up top to Miles Libman and
out of bounds.
Airmailed a little bit. So, yeah. Miles didn't really have much of a chance for that one. So it's going to bring up 4th and 9, and here comes your punting unit. 2 minutes, 54 seconds left. Here would be a gutsy call. Fake punt.
Oh, yeah. That would be so gutsy.
That might make ESPN. With a 13-point lead at 3rd and 8 from your own 3. Fake punt.
He's really got to get his foot on that ball and get it downfield.
Well, here's where that long snapper Sukup makes a huge difference. Watch how quick this thing gets back. Boom, there. No chance of blocking that. And
nice.
We're going to get a pretty good bounce all the way back to the 48. It's picked up finally. He's got a little room. And Halverson and his buddies are going to take him down at the 50. But having a weapon like Alan Sukup to get that ball quickly back there to that punter is huge. Well, an interesting thing, too, is that Alan Sukup not only made a great snap, but you saw his athleticism. He was in on the tackle. So now we've got 2:42 left in the ball game. Pinnacle up 27-14. Chaparral on our end of the field, though, folks, at the 48-yard line. Here comes the fireworks. AJ, do you blitz or do you stay back? Make him earn it?
I'd make him run it. Think about blitzing next down.
And Vanden Heuvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he's in. So their senior quarterback's in. Pioneers playing a 3-3-3, really. And, of course, they're going to fake. They're going deep or drop. They hit the check down at 50. Pretty good moves, a couple of good moves, actually. And he's going to pick up about 6 or 7. That's okay. They've only got one timeout left. Tick-tock, tick-tock. 2:26 and counting. And we'll give them 6 or 7 yards if they want to take 40 seconds off the clock. That's okay. They're going to empty it out pretty much. So Pioneers with a 4-man front. Are they going to bring a little pressure? Nope, they drop into coverage. And they're going to complete it. Short gain. They're going to get a first down, but it was a pretty short gain. So now you're going to see the clock stopped. And in high school, they do stop the clock to move the chains. And we've got a Pioneer down. Uh-oh. We haven't seen a whole lot of injuries this year. Did you guys catch a number on who's down?
No.
You hate to see that. We'll get you a number here, folks, as soon as we can. Hard-fought game. You got to give the Firebirds credit for coming in the second half with some adjustments that have worked. We were up 27-7 and a half.
Number 1.
That's Ashton Leckie. Starting corner, Ashton Leckie, senior. He's a good player, folks. He's done a great job this year. 19 solo tackles, 9 assists, a couple of tackles for a loss. He's a good player.
Well, it doesn't look serious. It looks like the trainer was simply stretching him out, so he must have had a muscle cramp, something like that.
It could be a cramp. It could be a sprained ankle. I mean, it's hard to... He's walking pretty gingerly on that left foot, so I'm thinking it might be a twisted ankle. So the referees are going to have to give him time to get off the field. Firebirds are lined up like, let's go. Here's what you got to watch on D. You've got their best receiver, number 6, split all the way to the right at the bottom of your corner. If you're a safety, you got to keep an eye on that guy. He leads 6A in receiving. That's Class Johnson. And Leckie's out, and I think in for him. You catch a number on the... Is that, let's see, is it 11 or 17 that came in at corner? I didn't catch the number on the replacement corner. So it's going to be a double pass. Look out for the double pass. And it works. So that's going to be a touchdown, Chaparral.
Double pass. Row number 32.
So with 1 minute and 43 seconds left, this just became interesting. 27-20 Pinnacle, PAT pending from Chaparral. They caught us in a double pass. Good play. The safety was running to try to get back into position. And well-designed play, and they caught us.
They did.
What else do you say?
Yeah.
Well, we wanted a look closer game and a little adversity. Here you go, AJ. This is it. Pretty big PAT here, too. Oh, boy. The Pioneers collided trying to get to it. They couldn't get it there. And Keegan Shank kicks it through. So it's a 6-point ball game, folks. 27-21 and 1 minute, 43 seconds left. So onside kick is coming. You got to have the hands team out there, without a doubt. I'll tell you what, we dominated that first half. We really did.
Oh, there's no question about that. But they have definitely responded.
They have. They have. We've had 2 possessions in the first half, or in the second half. This will be the first time in a couple of games, well, except that we haven't scored in the second half, actually. Might be the first time all season.
Yeah. Well, and as far as Chaparral's concerned, their offense really hasn't done anything spectacular with the exception of that double pass.
That double pass, the read option.
That was amazing.
Well,
but they just grounded and pounded.
Yeah, they went to their read option is what they went to. And they've got a quarterback that can run. So whenever you face a dual threat like that, it always makes it tough. So you got the hands team out here now. Chaparral's only got 1 timeout to stop the clock.
Pinnacle has 3 remaining.
Yep. And we got 4 up front right at the line, and now we've got a fifth coming in. I thought that looked a little light with only 4 guys up front. All right, boys. Here's where you make your coin right here. Luke Hoover in the middle. You got Polito, Dominic Polito on the hands team. You got Miles Libman. You got Deuce. These are all the guys that are on the up front line. And I think that might be Mac Richards sitting up near Boot Deuce. Which way are they going? And Deuce Robinson. That's exactly who you wanted to catch that, was Deuce. Showing off his baseball skills, too, with the little bat hop up from the shortstop or third base position, huh?
That was outstanding.
Yeah, it was. So Pinnacle with 1:42. Chap's got 1 timeout. You certainly expect us to run the ball. You might even see the Wildcat formation here. I don't know. Nope. Wyatt's in the game. So Jacoby Rucker, we're going to have some ground and pound with Jacoby, I think. We do have Deuce singled up by himself. Now, this is the first time the entire game I've seen a single high safety look. So they just don't, oh no. Now they've got Deuce bracketed. It's going to be a handoff to Jacoby over the right-hand side, and he's got a little bit of room. Stays in bounds. Smart play by Jacoby Rucker to stay in bounds. Picks up the first down, and the Pioneers are going to get down to the, we'll call it the 39-yard line.
Yep.
And what you're going to probably see, the play clock now comes into play with 20 seconds left, 19, 18. You're going to probably see the offense just let that thing tick down until the last possible moment. Because really, I think we can go victory formation at this point, can't we? I think we can. Yeah, but we're in victory formation. So barring a fumble or anything crazy, yeah, this is going to be the ball game. Well, for the first time in school history, Pinnacle's gone on the road to beat Chaparral in their stadium, and that's a nice win for the entire program. You know, Chap came in at 3-3, and they played Saguaro extremely tough. Or no, Queen Creek. They beat Queen Creek, who played Saguaro extremely tough. And we looked, dominant in the first half, but you got to give the Firebirds credit for coming back. And it was good for the boys to be in a closer game and have a little bit of adversity, AJ.
Well, and they responded so well, and so many different opportunities.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Just a really nice job. So Pioneers, 27-21 for the Firebirds. The clock's ticking down. Coaches are going to say their congratulations. And next week, folks, make sure to tune in. We've got the Brophy Broncos. That's going to be a home game. I, unfortunately, will be out of town. It'll be the last game I miss this year. I'll be able to catch all the other games, so we'll have some other broadcasters bring you the action. And a special thank you to everybody who did the texts in tonight on the shout-outs. I hope you all enjoyed it. AJ, been a pleasure, my friend.
Hey, Todd, it has been my pleasure. It's great to connect, and this is a wonderful game to connect over.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was. I mean, you got to give Chaparral credit for fighting back. There's a lot of stuff the kids, the Pioneer kids, will be able to look at in the second half, some adjustments that we can make. But on these league games, I don't expect any blowouts in any league games either way. I was kind of surprised we were up that big in the first half, honestly.
No, you're exactly right. It's just so unlikely, but
because they're all good teams, every one of them.
They are, and this matchup was particularly volatile.
It was,
or potentially so.
So, folks, make sure to tune in next week, and special thank you to Dina on the camera and Carl, our producer, for putting all this together. And have a wonderful evening, folks. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Good night and farewell.
All right. Thank you, folks.